Hey now. You ready, Brandon?
There he is.
He's the man.
The man, the myth, the legend, out of nowhere.
Heard that song, and I was like the Pied Piper. I just marched over. I just listened to it. I just kept walking. I loved it. Devil in disguise, you must know. Loved it.
Thank you. Yeah, guys, that song comes out February 28th. So anyway, Garrett, welcome to the show tonight. Wasn't expecting this.
I was just on a live show, and I get done, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go live. And then all of a sudden, I was about to go live, and I saw you were going live, so I was like, let me just see what he's doing.
You wanted to head to Planet Dirty?
I was on Justin Ryan's had the Rad Pack on today. Right. And so we just got finished, and I was like, I'm not tired, so I'm like, maybe I'll just go live. And then I saw you hadn't started yet, so I was like, So we were over there. We were talking a little. Blah.
What the hell? What is that?
Is that gack? That would be awesome if it was.
I don't know what it is.
What are you eating, Brandon?
Some old school slime.
I am eating Cooler Ranch Doritos.
Okay.
If I'm chewing too loud, just throw something at me.
No, you're good. Garrett, did you see the other day when Brandon actually put the milk duds in butter?
That's right when I popped on to see what you guys were up to. He was pouring the butter right in there.
Dude, he swears by it.
Garrett's doing that tonight on camera, right?
Because I texted him and I said, do people look at you and all of a sudden they're doing their popcorn under the machine and they're like doing this, and all of a sudden Brandon goes up and he puts his duds under there and he's pressing the button. And it's all kind of people look over and be like, what the hell is this guy doing over here? And he said no one's ever said anything to him.
Nope. I'm gonna have to do a full documentary about that at some point.
Well, Brandon, you know what would make sense? Well, I say make sense. You know what I would do? Let's say I was a psychopathic freak that did that like you do. If I was a psychopath, what I would do is I would buy a popcorn and then take the milk duds and kind of wedge it into the box of popcorn in the middle, and I could nonchalantly go and butter it, and it looks like I'm just buttering my popcorn. Meanwhile, I have a bag of milk duds or a box of milk duds in the middle of the popcorn. So I don't believe nobody's looking at you in the theater. If I saw you in the theater,
quietly filling up a box of milk duds with butter is weird. But standing in the lobby cramming a milk duds box into my popcorn bin with popcorn falling over the floor is not weird.
Well, I mean,
that wouldn't be.
Do you think the kids are going like this? Mom, what's that guy doing with the chocolate?
Exactly. What's wrong with him? Security.
Saturday video says it's got to be a Florida thing.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Little did he tell you is that bag of Doritos is full of butter. They're so like
lift the bag up. We need to inspect the bag.
They're dripping when he takes
drip it over a little bit.
That's amazing.
Garrett, what do you have any like weird snacks that do you put like peanut butter on something or like
I don't know what I mean? I'd have to think about it. I'll have to get back to you and think anything weird that I would
What's the most fat ass thing you've ever done in your life? I can tell you right now. All right. So right after Katrina, I went through a depression spell. Sue me. I just lost my life. I used to take Oreos and I would get like 15 of them and put them in a bowl, like a cereal bowl.
No.
And I would eat it like
with the milk.
Dude, I would feel so bloated after that. I would do every day after dinner.
I can't think of anything like really, really weird. I don't know, but man, I can't imagine what you must have been going through after that. I don't, that flooding and fires and stuff is like what I'm scared of the most, like to just lose everything, This freaking there's wind that comes by my house. I'm like holding everything down. I'm like, stop with the wind. I don't like any. Like, as a kid when you go outside, and you're like, wind is fun. Now, like I see wind and I just look outside and be like, okay, please nothing fall on my house. Like it's like the mindset's so different. It like freaks me out. Wow, maple syrup on grilled cheese, huh?
That's gross. So Garrett and them were telling me this, and Brandon, I think you agree this pineapple crab on pizza. I don't like
Fantastic.
pineapple. I've tried pineapple though. You're telling me it's different on pizza? Like I'm gonna like it on pizza?
So you don't like the fruit?
I don't like the fruit.
I don't know. If
I
you'll
mean,
like
I mean
that.
that's the thing. I've never tried it on pizza, but Justin said no, Christian, like it's different.
You know what though? Why don't you just try that? I mean, an easy way into it is if you try the Stranger Things one.
Yeah,
That's
I get those pizzas.
Yeah, they have jalapeno pineapple. It's good. That might be an easy way to start than to go full Hawaiian, because full Hawaiian you're getting like the ham and all that other stuff. So
Yeah,
I don't like the ham.
I like
either.
it. Would you say you like it?
I don't like the ham.
Oh, you don't like the ham? No, I like Hawaiian. It's Hawaiian pizza's great, but it's not something I think I can get every time. It's gonna be like a once in a while type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I hear the rocket going up.
Jeez.
The rumble. My house is rumbling right now.
What rocket?
There's a rocket going up tonight.
What the hell are they doing over there in Florida? they going after the alien balloons, or what's going on over there?
Christian, send me the live link to my cell phone real quick, to my messenger.
what are you talking about?
You going outside?
Oh,
We're gonna get a live rocket. This is like Night of the Comet over here.
all right.
Justin, Brandon's just gonna turn to sand or whatever when we come back.
Damn it. Where's he at? Okay. All right, Brandon, I'm sending it. Damn it. What the hell's going on? Got no signal in my house. Okay, Brandon. Check Instagram. Domino's, the crust with the white garlic pizza sauce with ham and pineapple would change your life. Damn it, Joe. Is that Chevy Chase?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That was a big fail.
What
wasn't
happened?
the rocket?
It was already gone by the time I got out there. I missed
No,
it.
it's your washer machine that you got
Rocket.
confused?
No, by the time you hear it, usually it's already up. But then by the time I got out there, it was just a speck up in the sky. So,
Brandon, you want to tell everybody what happened to you today? You sent us some pictures. You look like you got in a little trap.
yeah, there was a little bit of a fender bender that happened today on lunch break. I was going to Wawa on my lunch break to pick up some
butter,
buffalo mac and cheese. Yeah, butter, buffalo mac and cheese, and a milkshake because I'm a healthy individual.
Wow.
Wait up,
Freaking milkshake for lunch.
You go to Wawa to get a milkshake.
Listen, they have the best lemonade milkshakes on the planet.
Lemonade milkshakes? Lemonade and milk?
It'll flip your lunch tray. I promise. It's the best thing on the planet.
Brandon,
Yes.
your stomach goes through hell with this random shit you're putting in it. Lemonade milkshakes, butter duds.
You know what, though? At the same time, I'm going to tell you this. I say to Justin all the time. I kind of, in a way, like envy that, though. Like, I almost like kind of wish I could just live a life where it's like, I'm going to just eat whatever. Like, not that it's bad or whatever. Like, in my head, it's just I could never, like, I wouldn't be able to do that. But I kind of envy it in a way. Like, that's why when I go to Justin's in Kansas City for the weekend, I'm like, dude, I'm all yours. I just want to live like you for a couple of days. Like, it's everything's out the window. Like at this point, like, let's
How
go.
much preparation are you doing phically for this, though?
I have been
doubling work.
I'm down 12 pounds since January 1st because
wow,
I want to get I'm trying to get ready. You know.
I'm up 12 pounds since January 1st.
Are you telling me you're going to gain all that weight back in 2 days?
No. So I lost 12, and then I've kind of like I added some stuff back in. I changed up a lot for the first month, January, and now I'm kind of adding some stuff back in. So I'll kind of probably plateau a little bit, and then I'll probably take it down a little bit in April for the first half, and then by the time I get to him, I should be good to go. But I'm dying to kind of see how he rides. It's like the middle of the night, and he'll send us a picture, and it's like, what is it? What's the pizza place? Papa John's. It's like Papa John's and like candy, like just all over the floor and stuff. And it's like a TV on with like a movie. I'm like, dude, I want to live this life, man. Just cans of soda everywhere. I'm just like, it's like 2 a.m.
Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if like Justin is on like a juice cleanse when you go down there?
He's not. He's gonna be all out. He already said he's getting like surge ready. And
oh man,
shit. Yeah. It's gonna be like we're little kids having like sleepovers. Like he'll probably have like a sleeping bag set up, all the cushions off the couch.
How do you say that?
He, she, we big boobs.
He, she, we big boobs. Thank you for the $4.99, and hey, thank you for the $1.99 earlier when you were telling us to hurry up. Thank you. He says, "What do y'all think of Ant-Man?" Oh, and Christian, I just picked up a full set of Japanese VHS Scream trilogy. Dude, that's badass. If you got me on Instagram, send me pictures of those. I'd like to see them. I can't comment on Ant-Man. I don't watch those movies.
No, me either.
I'm sorry, Hushu Big Boobs. I feel like I just ripped you off of $4.99 with that. But I just don't watch these superhero movies that much. Like, honestly, I'll probably watch Skinamarink before I watch Black Adam. Like, again, if given the opportunity, just because like I don't like those movies.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like them. I'm sorry, Hushu Big Boobs. Thank you though. If you got any other questions, I'll make up for it and I'll give you like a really detailed answer on something that I can't actually comment on. So I don't know if you guys noticed the background. I've been doing this thing like whenever we do a show, Brandon, like whatever movie I put on the TV behind me, I make it the background of the show. So I got a little Psycho 4 action going on now on the TV. I like that. You guys watch that? I like that one.
I like that one too. Yeah.
It's like a charming little TV movie. Yeah. And, you know.
What did she do to him in the church?
Which one?
She grabs his nuts, remember?
Oh, yeah.
The mother, yeah. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to be like, what the hell?
Did you see it on TV when it was coming out?
Yeah.
I mean, Mick Garris I like Mick Garris, and he directed this one, and he said that Anthony Perkins was like a bully to him. I guess because he didn't think Mick Garris was any good.
Huh.
Which you could argue some of Mick Garris's movies suck. But I like Mick. Who's this?
That's Lepke. Look at his Old Dirty Butter. ODB.
Brandon, please.
I kind of like that, actually.
Please say you saw the name of the show before you got in here, Brandon.
I did. I was like, what's going on with the food thing now? Like, I'm the resident fat kid. This happened.
Dude, somehow. You have to know I made that thumbnail with love, and there's
a Taco Bell wallpaper.
I noticed that too. I thought it was like a rapper or something, like a Taco Bell rapper.
Dude,
I was sitting here waiting for everything to start, and I'm getting hungry, and I'm like, why? Oh, it's the fucking subliminal messaging of the fucking wallpaper.
Anyway, dude who loves movies with $5 super chat. Thank you, man. What's up, Garrett CHH and Old Dirty Butter? Don't forget to kick the like button. I was trying to think of a name. Like I'm just letting loose with these live shows, dude, and I'm like giving them silly names. So I was like, what am I gonna call Brandon? I'm gonna call him the Butterman.
Yeah, these are just getting weirder and weirder. I like it.
Can't find the Butterman.
I want these streams to eventually become a David Lynch production. That's the goal.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to analyze these for days to come. Anyway, what are people saying in the chat? Psycho 4 is great. Psycho 3 and 4 is solid. All the Psycho sequels are good. Facci Cinema. Let's go, Christina. Being kick-ass as always. First of all, who are you talking to? There's no Christina here. What are you talking about?
Fucking Facci, huh?
He's on drugs, dude. Movie Junkie John, CHH. I heard you mention Katrina. I was in college at MSU when that happened. And I remember the storms brought a tornado that lifted my roommate's car across campus. Crazy shit. Don't miss it, dude. Yeah, it wasn't no fun, man. Old Dirty Butter. That thumbnail cracked me up. Filthy Money. Filthy Money is Butterball. What, are you talking about the Cenobite? First of all, Brandon, take that as a comment. That's the best Cenobite. Hands down is Butterball. You want to make that
Chatterbox?
Chatterbox.
I swear to God, he was called Chatterbox at one point, but the credits say the Chatter Cenobite or whatever the hell they call him, but Chatterbox sounds way better than Chatterer to me. Just throwing that out there.
Chatterer.
Yeah. The Chatterer Cenobite.
You know
what cinnamon rolls.
So I was gonna say, I was watching this video earlier today. Were they gonna make a Goonies 2 back in the day because they made that Nintendo game for Goonies 2? Or what's the story about that?
I don't know what the deal with that was. I mean, it had like a storyline and everything like in the game, So I don't know. It was like there was like a mermaid in it. Remember? It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I love that game though.
I like that game. I thought I had it. I guess I didn't, but I was watching Mike Matei play it from the old Cinemassacre channel. And then I started thinking, like, what happened? Like, were they gonna make a movie or something? And then I guess the best we got was the Willies.
That's true. I was actually going to text you today. I remember we talked about it. Do you own a Maniac Mansion?
Yes, I have it in the box.
You do? Oh, okay. Because Limited Run Games just put it out again. The NES version, the computer version, a deluxe edition. I ordered one today.
Dude.
It's like it's on sale just for the weekend. So I got the deluxe NES version because I have the PC version still, but they're re-releasing, which is wild to me that they can do that. But yeah, I just didn't know if you didn't have it, I was gonna be like, jump on it. This is my favorite game, and I just don't own it on NES.
It's funny because like I've never seen anybody that's actually a fan of or even knows that game because it's like a weird game. But I guess I live in a bubble with like Nintendo. I don't reach out into that world. But when I first got a Nintendo, that was in like the shoebox because we got the games in a shoebox from my dad. I don't know where he got it from, and Maniac Mansion was in there. And as a kid, I literally never tried to play the game and do any and like progress. I would just knock on the door and
like
let
Ding
the
Dong
alien
Ditch or whatever,
and I'd run away.
Yeah,
but I loved this. The music was amazing. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
It's stuck in my head now, but I love that game. That would be a beautiful poster to have, man. Like just like of the game cover. Where's the movie on that? Where's a movie for that?
I agree. I think that's an easy movie to make. Like the story's right there. I mean, it's really, really on point. But I would say check out Limited Run Games if anybody's interested in that. It's only on sale this weekend, but I think the deluxe edition that I got, you get a poster, you get a bunch of stuff, the NES game, a bunch of little like trinkets or whatever. But being my favorite game, and I've been after that NES for so long, but it's big money online. Like you're paying for in-box, you're paying well over probably around like $200-300. So if anybody likes that, check it out.
Well, I'm excited. You gonna do a video on that when you get
hell
there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
yeah. I'm excited to see that. Saturn Video says pickle steak tacos with chipotle ranch.
Ooh.
Brandon's giving the side eye.
Everything about that sounds pretty good, no?
It's percolating. It could be good.
Actually, my friend used to make sandwiches, and they actually were really good. He would do peanut butter. What was it? Peanut butter, bacon, and jalapenos. It was bomb.
That sounds phenomenal. Good. Oh yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah. Damn, I'm so fucking hungry now.
Well, what did you eat today, Brandon? You said you had a milkshake from Wawa. Did you get the milkshake?
I did. After the fender bender, happened, and the cop said go to Wawa and just wait for me to come back with the paperwork because I had to wait. She had to wait with the lady to get the tow truck. So I'm over there waiting at Wawa. So I got my shit and I ate it in the car for the 40 minutes I was there waiting for him to come back.
Did the milkshake actually make you feel a little bit better about the situation, or is it still, were you still pissed?
A little bit better, like 2% better. The worst part is like my car is practically like I got hit hard by the lady because she got hit by a car behind her and it pushed her into the back of my Rogue. And our Rogue looks virtually untouched. There's some minor damage. I had to get fixed through insurance. But what pisses me off is now it's this whole big pain in the ass situation. You know, making the claim, going to take the car to the fucking place to get it fixed, getting a rental car. It's just like because that asshole had to be texting on his phone or whatever. We're all stuck in this big pain in the ass thing for 3 weeks now. Mm-hmm. That's the worst part. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, dude. I'm loving the backdrop, dude.
Appreciate it.
Now, is this like that's all right there, right? All those pictures.
Yeah.
That mask. Oh wow, it just looks really, really nice. Like, and I love the purple lights and stuff.
Appreciate it. I was trying to give it that cozy old school feel, and I think it kind of works because you can see the wood paneling too a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refine it. I'm gonna refine it a little bit as we go.
It looks really good. I almost did. It looks so good. I almost was going to ask if it was like green screened in.
It looks kind of fake, actually. You're right. Yeah. It does look kind of weird. Very strange.
Yeah. It's a nice hobby, though. It's shiny.
Oh, yeah.
He's the real deal. That's why I call him Dirty Money.
That's right.
I was going to start hanging dollar bills here on the wall. Like every stream, I had another one.
What's y'all's plans this weekend? What y'all got going on this weekend?
Nothing. Just house stuff, mostly. Catching up on that.
I'm getting a 65-inch LG QLED tomorrow.
Nice.
This guy just full of TVs over there. He's driving across country with a plasma. He's getting a 65-inch QLED.
Yeah, I thought you just got that TV.
TV Central over there.
Well, my plasma I love. I mean, that's staying in here. It's fucking giant. It looks amazing in here. But I have a 55-inch like Hisense, which I like those TVs. I mean, no, they're not exactly Sony or anything, but like I like Hisense. I have a lot of Hisense stuff, and I've always been happy with it. But my father-in-law, when he bought the house he was living in, there was in the owners that had it before them, there was a 65-inch QLED LG TV, and they just left it in the house for him. They were like, "Hey, we don't feel like dealing with this thing. It's too big. We don't feel like lifting it up." And so Bill got it, and then when he moved, which he just moved again because he just decided he wanted to buy a house because he wasn't really happy with this house anymore. He makes a lot of money, so he can do it. He's like, "Christian, do you want that TV? Because if not, I'm just gonna leave it for the owners." So it's like, absolutely, I want it. So tomorrow I get to go pick it up.
So wait, this is another free television. Jesus,
dude!
This guy I've never seen anybody get more free stuff. Christian just gets like all these cool things on
huge TVs. Come pick it up.
I'm a cult leader, so
yeah, I know. Hey, check out all this cool shit I get. Where'd you get that? Oh, someone sent it to me.
Look at this son of a bitch in the chat.
Woo! I know. I'm like stream hopping tonight.
Anybody got some movies on the docket to watch, or you got coming in? Oh, I got I don't feel like getting up, but I got Nightmare Makers, Butchers Bakers. What's it called?
Oh hell yeah, Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker.
What the hell did I say? Yeah, dude, I'm excited to watch it. That movie just like it looks like it's a damn good movie.
It's wild, man. It's a trip for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch that this weekend. Oh, are you watching The Chamber? The Elimination Chamber?
Oh, when is that?
I think it's tomorrow.
I'll probably catch some of it then.
I think it's tomorrow.
I'll probably watch it, yeah.
Brandon, you don't watch wrestling, do you?
No, not really.
You son
Should
of
I?
a bitch.
Should
Dude,
I?
You are the perfect candidate for a wrestling fan.
I think so too, but I mean, it's
not
fat. Like the greatest again, but it's like pay-per-views I'll watch, but that's about it if they're on.
What are you guys watching? Are you guys watching the is it still WWE?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a new one, right? That just came out, like a new one that's coming out.
It's called WCW.
I love WCW still. AEW I never really got into. But
I tried it, dude. It's just too it's Cirque du Soleil crap.
Yeah,
I don't
never
like
could get into it.
Yeah. I tell you what, I like that one dude. What's his name? MJF.
Oh yeah.
But I just kind of wish he would go to WWE now.
They want him
because the dude can talk. He's the only one that wants to talk. You know, all the other ones want to do just dancing, and it's like, dude, I don't like being that inside wrestling fan. Oh, they had a good match. Oh, the work rate was great. Like, no, I'm a fan. I want to be like, oh, that was fun. That was crazy. Remember when Roman Reigns beat the piss? I like being that old school. Just I want to enjoy it. But dude, it's when you can clearly see these guys like counting in their head the steps they're taking to do these when you can clearly see they are doing a staged performance where they have to hit their marks for all this stuff. It's just like, oh my God, I would rather watch a 69-year-old Hulk Hogan barely get into the ring and just like entertain me for 2 seconds before he has a heart attack, because I just can't do this crap. It's like, dude, that's not the wrestling I grew up watching, man. I liked it when dudes were on steroids and they were just shredded and they just talked shit to each other, and they got in the ring and hit each other with it. Do you guys remember when The Rock took a chair to Ken Shamrock straight in the goddamn face?
Oh, I do. Yep.
Dude,
there was another one where the Hardys took 2 chair shots to Brock's face when he first came out. Remember that?
Dude, yes. Like
that was
right
the best square,
era.
like here, like 2 of them right in the and I'm like, what the hell?
And then it's funny because I looked up there's this channel or this guy named Chris Van Vliet. I'm sure you know who that is. And he does wrestling interviews, and he actually did one with Ken Shamrock like last year. And Shamrock said he told The Rock, "I want you to hit me straight in the face with a chair." And The Rock was like, "Dude, I don't want to do that." And he goes, "Do it. And if you don't swing hard, I'm not selling it." And Rock said, "Oh, I'll swing it."
That's crazy. Man.
And so if you watch him in the ring, like it's funny because like Shamrock's literally on his knees, like, "Come on, bitch, do it." And like that was real, like, because he really needed him to swing it. And that's just shit. That's the sound of that is so brutal that I don't know. Do you remember when the Undertaker hit Big Show with a wooden baseball bat and cracked it on his head? Dude, I remember watching that live, and my mom was like, "Oh my God, turn it off."
I mean, you must have been a young kid, because I swear I was probably in high school when that happened. I can remember it watching live in my living room. So you must have been like a little kid.
Yeah, I mean, if this was 90, I was born in 92, so if this was 97, 8, 9, I was 6, 7, 8, whatever. I mean, I was little, but man, like I said, like, dude, the world was watching that shit. Like, people, that's what people did on Monday night.
It was weird because it was a period of time, like when I was a little kid, everybody liked wrestling. When I was a middle school kid, it was almost like if you liked wrestling, you had to keep it a secret because everybody grew out of it. And then you kind of kept it a secret. And then all of a sudden in the late 90s, it's like, it was like the coolest thing and everybody liked it again.
Everybody liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy shit. Brandon, God damn it, I was just gonna ask you something. Can't remember what I was gonna say.
I hate when that happens.
When are you going back to the flea market?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe tomorrow. What
are you gonna get over there? Some VHS tapes?
Yeah,
I think so. I need to explore their SNES and NES bins again when I'm there. There's a guy who's been there for like 20 plus years. The same guy selling video games. I need to go check his stuff out.
I need to try to find a flea market because I feel like VHS tapes, video games, like there's nowhere around here that I could find anything like that. So I'm thinking I have to try. There are some flea markets I just never go. So that's maybe the place that I need to hit up. But like my thrifts and stuff, they got nothing.
Yeah, try some antique stores too. It's weird. Like a lot of the antique stores around here, the few that we have left, they have sections where they have like media. Like VHS tapes and stuff, which does not belong in an antique store, but they have them. So
this is a really good question.
It is a good question. Yeah.
What would you guys say was the last great comedy? Because I would say that comedy is dead.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's been dead.
Agree. The last great
comedy. Do we need to define what a great comedy is first?
I have an answer.
We're talking about.
You guys may not agree with this. I think the last great comedy, truly for me, I'll never forget 2009. I went on vacation to New Orleans to spend time with my childhood friend, and he goes, "Hey, me and the guys, we want to go see this movie called The Hangover." And I was like, "Okay," I didn't know anything about it. I laughed my ass off. That movie was so funny. And I feel like that was the last one.
Could have been. Could be right.
It was rude. They went for it, and I feel like since then, there are weird movies that I like that are kind of charming and funny, like that movie where, what's the name of the kid in the beginning of Halloween H2O?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He played a Guido that is addicted to porn, and he's dating Scarlett Johansson, and she
that's I know what you're talking about, but yeah, that came out in probably like 2010 11 or something like that. I don't remember the name of it now, but I do know the movie you're talking about.
And it's not really a comedy. There's some funny stuff to it, but it's just kind of like a weird movie. But I think it's The Hangover. That's my answer.
I would probably say you might be right. I just have a tough time remembering when certain things came out. 40-Year-Old Virgin, I think, is a great comedy. I don't even know what year that came out, though, at this point.
2005, yeah.
I've been a big fan of Just Friends. I know that one doesn't get talked about much, but I think that's hilarious. And I don't remember what year that came out either.
04, I think.
There's an underrated one that no one ever brings up, and I tell everybody in this chat if they haven't seen it to check it out. It's called, oh my God, it's called My Best Friend. It's with Dane Cook and Jason Biggs. Does anybody know what that one is?
Hmm.
It's called like My Best Friend. Oh, shoot, I can't remember the name of it, but I'm telling you, it is freaking hilarious. If anybody knows which one I'm talking about, but if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it because it's freaking hilarious. Yeah, Just Friends is good.
My Best Friend's Girl.
Yeah, so funny, man. It is so funny.
2008.
You guys are gonna watch it. Everybody, you two, everybody in the chat, find it, watch it. It's freaking hilarious.
I Love You, Man. Is that a good movie? I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it either.
That sounds familiar though. Isn't that doesn't that have Ant-Man in it too?
I don't
think
know.
it does. I want to say I've seen the imagery for it.
Justin says this is the end. It's funny, Justin. I have that on Blu-ray and I've never watched it.
It was pretty good.
Here's another really good question. What's your guys' favorite late night show host? I always thought Conan was funny and the best. I hate Fallon though. Never seen anyone have a fake laugh like that.
Yeah, Fallon. I cannot stand that guy.
I can't stand any late night talk show hosts today.
I never really watched that. Arsenio was like the last one I remember watching.
Arsenio was good.
I was excited when he came back a few years ago, but
it didn't last.
It wasn't the same. Arsenio was dangerous back then, man. You couldn't, you know what I mean? Like he said what he wanted to say. I don't know if it was staged or not, but there was a one episode of Arsenio where this guy is like yelling out, "Why don't you have gay people on your show?" And Arsenio stops the show. He's like, "What are you talking about? I had Elton John here. What are you talking about? Who do you want me to have on?" And they're like, "Gus Van Sant." That's what they yelled. And he goes, "Well, who the hell is Gus Van Sant? He's got to be somebody to be on the show," which I don't know what he had done by that point. But yeah, Arsenio got pissed. I loved Arsenio, but he had Vanilla Ice on the show. And dude, that is a tense episode because he did not like Vanilla Ice at all.
Really? I never saw that.
Oh, it's legendary. So Arsenio has Vanilla Ice come on the show, and Vanilla Ice sits down and he goes, "Hey, before we get this show started, I want to bring out Flavor Flav." And so Flavor Flav comes out. The band starts playing for Flavor Flav. He comes out and Arsenio says, "No, go. I don't want to talk to you. Just leave, Flavor Flav." And so then he sits down with Vanilla and he grills Vanilla Ice, just grills him for 20 minutes. You know, so it's legendary. Look it up after we're done. It's a hell of a video. I love it. And then Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
I know you guys have seen that.
That's what's cool about Arsenio. It's like he had like Jason Voorhees on. I mean, there was a couple with Corey Haim was on a bunch of times. He had he had Macho Man on in gimmick. He had Ultimate Warrior on in gimmick. Like what other talk show hosts do that though? Like Savage comes out, he's like Macho, he's got the crown on, he's like doing like the thing. Warrior's like flipping the couches with the paint on and stuff. It's like he was doing different stuff than just having like the same old people on.
Yeah. I go back all the time and watch Steven Seagal on there, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Stallone and Kurt Russell were on once. And he had all the hip hop guys too, which they weren't, dude. Besides that, they really weren't on TV. I mean, Coolio was on Conan because Conan was cool, but Arsenio had Ice-T on there. And dude, those guys were spitting street stuff on those shows. Like it wasn't pretty, the stuff those guys were saying, because like that's where they came from, the hood, dude. So like they were talking like real shit on like national television. Like, "Oh, dude, we murk people for this stuff." It's like, God damn, man. So going back and watching it, it's legendary. I love old Arsenio. But I grew up watching, my parents watched Letterman. And I liked Letterman for the most part. Sometimes Dave would annoy me, but I ended up becoming a Conan guy as a kid. I really liked Conan because Conan would have Alice Cooper on, and Conan would have musicians on sometimes, and just like kind of B+ people. Not exactly like, he would have people that had stuff going on, but it wasn't like mainstream stuff at the time. And one of my favorites, my guilty pleasures. Maybe somebody in the chats can remember this, or maybe one of you guys remember this. Late Night with Craig Ferguson. The Irish, was he Irish? Is that who he was? I don't know if he was Irish or Scottish. I fucking loved Craig Ferguson. Something about his show. Scottish.
I think he's Scottish.
I loved Craig Ferguson. I used to his show was awesome. It always felt like just chill and actually a funny dude. So, but I can't stand Fallon and what's both Jimmys. They suck. I've never watched terrible. Just terrible. You know. Fallon has, like somebody said earlier, he has the worst, like, yeah, you know how like when you meet somebody and like you really don't know them yet and they just kind of talk and you act like you really care about what they're saying. That's Jimmy Fallon. And it's just like, oh God, dude, this is just painful. So I don't even watch this shit anymore. I just don't. So Greg Kilborn. Craig Ferguson, his show didn't get renewed after a while. I even watched Lopez Tonight for a little bit. Oh man. Afro Well says, "What is a guilty pleasure of all y'all's when not watching movies?" Guilty pleasure. What are you talking about, Afro? Guilty pleasure of what? Let me know. Oh man. Fallon had a really bad drinking habit. I don't care. What's up, Steve?
What up?
What do you got behind you tonight, Garrett? X, Shocker. Shocker stays up there.
I know.
It?
Shocker's in one that stays. People on the stair kind of stays. I got Pearl. I was gonna flip them around. I was gonna put maybe some more current. I was thinking like my some of my favorite currents. I was gonna put Nope and Megan up there, but I don't know. I think I might just flip them all back. And I was thinking about maybe putting the Elm Streets back up for a little bit.
Hell yeah. I don't know how much you remember, because you may have had your Shocker for a long time, dude. I got Shocker last year for $30, folded, original, which I feel is probably not a bad price now.
No, you know what's funny is it's funny because I've been kind of looking lately, just seeing what's out there. You can find some good deals on like some of those, more obscure movies like that. People Under the Stairs, you might be able to get a good deal. Shocker might be able to get a good deal. But as soon as you start getting into like bigger franchises, like you're paying huge money for a lot of those. I'm trying to think what else I saw that wasn't that bad. I was even looking at certain ones like Demon Knight and stuff like that. Like ones that I remember seeing in the theater, around that time. Because again, I'm trying to get a lot of the ones I like that came out in the 90s just because it fits these frames. So it just makes my life a lot easier that I can start flipping them out. The 27 by 41s, I only have 2 frames that size. They're over there. So unless I get 4 of those frames and I can start flopping some of my... should bring Little Monsters to the wall. I do have Little Monsters, actually. Oh, but it's over there. Yeah.
Dude, I'm jealous. I love Phantom of the Opera 89. $15.
That one you probably can get pretty cheap, though. I bet you can get a good deal on that.
I'm trying to think of 90s stuff you could get.
I'm always thinking, but I have a lot. I have like Demolition Man. I have all that stuff.
Do you have Wayne's World?
You know what? I don't have Wayne's World, actually. That would be a good one to try to find. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. I see Jesse in the chat. No, I do not have Sleepwalkers. I like that movie, though.
Me too.
You need a Beethoven's Second poster. That's what you need.
I do have a Wizard poster. I see somebody asked that in there.
Nice.
The Wizard. You got Mario Brothers?
No, but I have a couple in my car on Amazon. I mean on eBay right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So would you say it is like the poster game, is it like almost like for me it's like sometimes a borderline addiction? I love getting posters. Is it like that for you too?
Definitely. It's like anything else. A lot of it's FOMO. A lot of it's you better buy this now or you're never going to find it at this price because you've let other things slip away before kind of mindset. Like sometimes I'll see something and I'll be like, I'll just wait. And I'm like, no, you waited on this one and it's gone now, And it's like anything else. Even just like the screen prints. Like now there's commission stuff. So I'm part of all these groups where some artists will be like, hey, I'm doing this. There's only 50 available, and that's it. Do you want to get in on it? And then you decide, okay, so I jump in now or I lose it forever, you know? 3 ninjas, yep. I got 3 ninjas, and I have surf ninjas and all that fun jazz.
The fuck does he have that for?
Because he loves 90s. I love it.
That's awesome,
dude.
That is awesome.
Cody's voice is so deep. Hey guys, it's Cody. I can't.
It's so
I
good.
can't even do it. I can't even do it.
Too bad those like 1-900 like dating lines weren't like a thing anymore. He'd be perfect.
Dude, the Police Academy movies, like Police Academy is so funny, and I don't think it's forgotten, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I should go out of my way to talk about Police Academy more. My dad raised me on Police Academy and The Naked Gun. The Naked Gun is my shit, dude.
Is the way he is. It's perfect though. It's how it should be.
Problem Child.
Oh yeah, I have 2 of them. I've got 3 of them. I've got the one. It's like the one with the drawing. That's like the original poster. And then I have the video poster, which is him holding like the parents by the feet. Then I have part 2 with him and the girl on it. Let me ask Brandon this. Because you've got 1 kid or 2?
1.
All right. How old?
3.5.
Okay, so same age. My son just turned 4. I have
Nice.
1. Do you find it hard to show them movies now, or do you like not care about certain things? Like for instance, I want to get him into a lot of the stuff that I was into at 4 years old, but I feel like the world is so different now that it's hard to show him things. Like for instance, The Lion King, right? You would think that would be easy for him to watch. And he's loving it. And then all of a sudden you look and he's like, why did that guy why did the dad die? And I'm like, Jesus, like, I don't want him to go to school and be like, I was watching the dad get thrown off a cliff by another. Like it's just one of those things where I'm like, but I was watching that at like 5 years old. So yeah. I don't know. It's like a weird time, because then you look at like, oh, I'm going to show him Bambi. And then what is he going to go to school and be like, oh, the hunter shot the mother. Like, I don't even think we can talk like that anymore. I bought him a Ghostbuster gun to go with, because I have one, and he was like playing with it in the house, and he's like, I'm going to shoot you with my gun. And I'm like, well, I better take this away, because if he goes to school and says that,
right.
Like, it's not going to be the same kind of conversation as it was when we were little kids. Like, everybody was playing like cops and robbers and Indians and cowboys and all this stuff. Like, guns were like a thing. It's just, it's, do you find it hard? Like,
it is weird. It's definitely strange. We're trying to introduce her to a lot of the stuff we grew up watching, like the Disney films, Bambi, all that stuff. And she likes a lot of it. She hasn't seen Lion King or Bambi yet, but she's seen, there's another one she watches. Oh, she likes Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Every time Gaston falls off the cliff, it's always like, I'm always cringe a little bit. Like, she's going to start asking questions like, where did he go? What happened to him? So it's like, I don't know. No, she's into like the Grinch and stuff too. So she likes a lot of the stuff that's easy to watch. Yeah. She likes all of it so far. So
that's what I'm saying.
I hear you though.
Like,
it's weird.
I agree. Like, I think we'll all be fine, but I just don't want to be known as the parent who has the kid that's causing the other kids to like do or say things. Like, he was watching some show the other day. It was like a kids movie, like an animated movie. And the girl's talking to some other kid. She's like, I don't care about you or your stupid money. And then now all of a sudden everything he says is stupid this, stupid that. Like, it's all he says now.
Yeah.
Get out of here, stupid. I'm like, Jesus, what the heck is going on? Like things like that. And I'm like, he just heard that word one time from this show. So
does your kid like Bluey?
We've never really watched it. We've watched it a little bit, but not something he's really stuck to. He watches he loves Paw Patrol. That's his
Paw Patrol. Right, yeah, Isabella too. She loves that stuff too.
Yeah, me too.
Christian's like, why are we talking about this right now?
We're talking as weird as the shit is that we're talking about now. A lot of that stuff that they're watching on Disney Plus and stuff, or Disney Junior, like Paw Patrol, a lot of those shows are really weird. You know what I mean? Really strange.
He started watching a new Paw Patrol where the enemy's name is oh my god, Speedmeister. It's like Speedmeister. I don't know. It's just funny. But yeah, that's just a question I wanted to ask him about that, because I'm not sure what what I should do here. I'm like, do I just let it run and just see what happens? Like,
yeah,
because the kids shows back then are not like they are now.
No,
you know?
I'm actually trying to get her. She actually likes. I showed her some of my old Barney stuff from way back in the day, and she likes Barney. She loves it. I have Imagination Island on DVD, and she loves it. She loves it. So I'm happy about that.
That's gonna be the screenshot. That's gonna be the thumbnail next week. It's just your face smiling with just like tons of Barneys. Like,
that's fine. I'm fine with that, dude. She likes Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I showed her a couple episodes of that. She likes it, and I'm trying to get into the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog from the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that?
Chili
show?
Dogs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Shannon has mentioned she's scared of Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. So there you go. 2 Disney movies that fucking terrify her. Did that movie scare you guys as kids, Snow White? Because that forest scene when I was a kid freaked me out.
Yeah, there was a lot of I actually love that stuff. Like kids movies that had a lot of freaky shit in it. Like I love all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, I remember Willy Wonka when they go in the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
They cut a chicken's head off, dude. I mean, whack! They slice its head off.
That movie's insane.
Yeah, that used to screw with me.
Mel has a good point, actually. You're right. You're exactly right. Like things were way different. Like the parents are more attentive of everything that they do now. Where before it was just like, yeah, this movie's rated G, go watch it in the other room, and like they didn't know. Like they weren't sitting there with us a lot of the times, like inspecting every little thing that was going on. It was just kind of like, oh, it was rated G, go ahead, PG, go.
You know, it's so interesting she brings that up because I was thinking about that today. As a matter of fact, it's crazy because I was just thinking, God, it's crazy to think that when I was in 2000 or 2001, even just the fact that like I would leave the house and go drive my bike to my buddy's house, or whatever, and I'd be gone for 6-7 hours sometimes on a Saturday and not show back up home till like 9 o'clock at night. Like I'm thinking about that. My mom literally just was like rolling the dice every time I left the house.
I agree. It was exactly like that at my house. And now I'm thinking to myself, like, what would I do if it was him just saying, all right, Dad, I'm going to go ride my bike. I'll be home later. And then
no way.
It's getting dark and all of a sudden he's not happening.
That is
it's
not
so
happening.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
It's so strange.
I feel like the world is way scarier now, though, also.
Do you feel like that?
Kind of.
Do you think it I don't know if it you might be right.
Because I remember disappearing all day with friends during summer break and stuff, and none of the parents knew where any of us was. You know what I mean? Nowadays, there's a good chance one of those kids got fucking kidnapped or some shit. So I don't know. Robitussin and kids' cuisines. Movie Junkie John. You know what tasted good? Dimetap. Grape Dimetap cough syrup.
Drink
Tasted
that on
really
the next
good.
Stream. He's like drinking it like as his drink.
I think,
don't tip me.
You know, it makes me wonder. Like, you think was the world really safer back then, or what? Was it the same, or whatever? Or just the social media heightened it? I always joke. I talk to my friends about this. I say, do you ever wonder if like you're in Walmart and you're just walking down an aisle and you brush shoulders with a fucking serial killer and you have no idea, or you brush shoulders with some kind of maniacal. You know, one thing I can say is when I was a kid, I lived in a subdivision, a big subdivision in Miro, which is literally at the bottom of the boot of Louisiana. But we always were in a pack. We were like the losers club from it. I mean, it was always 5 or 6 of us. We were always out together. We rode our bikes together and stuff. So, I mean, if there was a weirdo that wanted to abduct one of us, they would have had to taken all of us. But I don't know. I mean,
well, back then, I mean, we have the internet now. The internet's made people into weirdos. Let's face it. Like, we have a lot of internet age weirdos now. The world's a scarier place because of all the war and all the crazy shit going on since, I don't know, 2001-ish, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. The world's it's a lot more openly crazy, and I feel like there's a lot more openly crazy people now in that regard. Not to be that guy. Yeah.
I think obviously cell phones and social media and stuff has hurt it in certain ways. Like, case in point, we used to, and we might have talked about this before, but every Friday night we'd be like early teens before we could all drive. We'd meet at the bottom of my street, and there was like this little patch of woods, and we'd play manhunt. We'd pick teams. We'd do this. We'd say, okay, like the neighborhood's the goal. Like, you just can't go we had like a neighborhood that was decently sized, but then there was like main roads that kind of surrounded this whole neighborhood type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, you can't leave the neighborhood. You can go anywhere, but just you can't go past the main roads, whatever. And there'd probably be 12 of us, and we just go out in 2 teams. And like literally, like this whole neighborhood was like our playground, basically in the middle of the night. And like we'd be hiding in like neighbors' bushes and like people running across people's yards, chasing after each other and stuff. And I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, man, if I ever looked out my window at like 11:30 and saw 2 teenagers in my bushes, like sitting there, like hiding,
I'd call the cops.
Right. Like, but back then no one gave a shit. Like, no, we never had the cops called on us. We used to do this like every week. All these people's houses that we're at, they didn't all have kids that were hanging out with us. They were just random neighbors.
Yeah.
It's just very strange that like no one ever said like, get out of my yard or anything. We just would run back and forth like all night long and like tackle each other and tag each other and all this stuff. And nobody said anything. But now I feel like I'd get mad at my son if he was out there doing that.
Yeah.
It's
well, don't you
strange.
feel like there's more malicious intent nowadays, and plus more people, like you said, nowadays, if you do that, you're going to get shot by the homeowner because they don't know that you're not somebody trying to break into their house. So it's also dangerous on that front.
That's true too. Yeah,
people are more weary, and there's more malicious intent. I think, which sucks. I think it sucks because,
of course,
I feel like our kids are going to grow up, sort of in cages when they get to be teenagers because we're going to be so damn afraid.
People are
not actual cages, but
I don't blame some of these people homeschooling their kids.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hakeem. He gave me a $4.99 super chat. He says you guys should watch the documentary on Peacock called Amber. She was my classmate. Her story is said.
I will definitely. I love documentaries. I'll definitely want to check it out.
I watched that, Hakeem. I won't spoil the documentary, but Jesus, dude. But the girl, her name is Amber, and her story actually is what caused the Amber Alert system.
Really?
I always thought, I was like, where did the name Amber Alert come from? But I didn't.
It's funny. There's a girl that goes to my gym named Amber, and every time she walks in, I go, Amber Alert.
Gary, we talked.
I heard the story. I listened to that episode.
Do you
with the school?
Do you have any haunted places you ever go to growing up, or like a abandoned hospital or something?
No,
never.
Nothing. No, there was these, I don't know, there was woods down near my house that we used to go hang out and trek around in, and there would always be like, there was always like this little pond or something like deep in the woods, and there was like this tire swing and stuff over there, and you never saw anybody, but you'd always just see like clothes, like if you went there during the day, there was never any people, but you'd always just see like clothes like all over the ground around this pond or whatever, like in piles and stuff, and then you'd leave and you'd come back a couple days later and there'd be different clothes there. I don't know if people were partying there all night and in the day they went, I don't know, but nothing like what you experienced or anything like that. But there's always rumors about certain things, like Child World was like a big toy store we had here when it closed. There's always rumors that there was like, satanic stuff going on in the building and stuff, but I had never been in there.
Dude, I'm never going in that. Brandon wants me to go back to the school. Couldn't pay me to go back, dude. Is
it still there? You think in the same condition?
Oh yeah, the school's still there. Brandon found it. I never said the name of the school because I didn't want to say it on the internet, obviously, because that would be admitting I went on private property. But Brandon messaged me. He goes, "Is this a school?" I was like, "God damn, man!" He found it.
Did you write haunted school?
It's a creepy school, dude.
Cult school.
Garrett, I think we all need to conglomerate at Christian's place and force him to go to this place. We'll all go with him and film it. We'll all go missing together.
It'll be like fantastic. Skinny Marink too, or whatever.
What are you gonna do, Brandon? Are you gonna throw butter duds at the cult members?
Yeah. 11 morons went missing in the woods of Louisiana today.
What? Who is Fight the Good Fight? Who is that? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Who is I don't know. Fight the Good Fight. Where are you from?
That's interesting. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Red on Brandon says, I used to be... I don't mean to laugh at your comment, Red on Brandon. It's just, in context, it's funny. I used to be skeptical about ghosts until I had one throw a toy at me.
What kind of toy was it? please be an action figure.
Maybe it was a
He said the
Stretch
reason
Armstrong.
He said the reason why is funnier. Why did he do it? Why did that ghost do that?
Please tell me, Red on Brandon.
This is going to be the rest of the stream right here. He's just never going to respond now.
Oh, he's listening. Red on Brandon is in the chat.
Sure, that's not Brandon on one of his other burner accounts. Like, just
Brandon, how many? Brandon, how many accounts do you have? You were firing that one day, dude. There was Tabata Tunes, Tabata Tacos, Tabata Tuberculosis.
Oh, here we go.
Tabata...
It's getting hot over here. He said he was 13 and he just bought Metallica S&M.
Oh, we're getting it piece by piece.
Yeah. That ghost doesn't like that live album. He doesn't like that. He didn't like that symphony bullshit.
CHH, did you ever want to buy a McDonald's Happy Meal as an adult? Oh, yeah, literally a few months ago when they were making Halloween buckets.
Here you go.
So my friend and I put it on in the basement and had it loud, of course. And I noticed out of the corner of my eye that the lights in the toy room were flickering off and on. Oh, shit.
Moving.
Brandon, I'm getting creeped out, Brandon. So we're listening to the Symphony of Metallica playing, I don't know what they're... I've listened to that record before.
Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah, and?
I'm ready for the next comment, Red on Brandon.
He didn't put ... though. Maybe there is no next.
He's put with the toy. Oh.
My friend didn't notice, so I turned the DVD back on. A minute or two later, we both saw the lights and for some reason continued the DVD, and then the dinky car flew out of the room and hit me and ran out of the house. No one was home. Okay, so
dinky car.
You're in the basement. You're listening to Metallica S&M 1999. There's a flashing light in the toy room, and then a car comes out of nowhere and creams you in the head.
Then you ran out of the house screaming, "Ah, no one's home."
Were you injured?
That's funny. A micro machine hit him, he said. Yes, he was injured. Actually, you know what I did like, Brandon, when you did those little shorts where you were like in the house and like you said hi to your grandmother?
Dude,
that was awesome.
I love that.
Did she know what she was partaking in?
No, and neither did Isabella, but hers blew up a little bit, actually. The Isabella one.
But the grandmother one didn't.
The grandma's creepy. It's like hereditary.
She didn't know what was going on because you walked by her and said hi or whatever, and then you kept going. And the next scene, it's her in the dark, like smiling. You didn't say, "Get over there and smile at me."
I did, yeah. I had all that stuff going.
All right.
Yeah, everybody was participating that night.
That's funny.
It was good stuff.
I need to do some of those, dude.
Brandon,
I was sending you stories for your, this is the story of Patricia Williams.
I remember that one you sent me, and I just haven't done them in a long time. I need to start doing those again. I lost interest. I need to crank them out a little bit more.
Let me document it on this stream. Then that way, if you ever want to do it, you can go back. Young Patricia would tell her parents that she was getting a knock at her window, and every time she got out of her bed, you go to the window, nobody was there. But after a few nights, she saw a figure leaving the side of the window after it knocked, and she told her dad, and her dad didn't believe her. And then one night, she heard the knock and screamed for her dad. Her dad told her to go back to sleep. And then she was like, "No, Dad, somebody's knocking on my window." And the dad says, "Stop it. There's nobody there. Go back to bed." And when the parents woke up that morning, she was gone. But you got to do that creepy voice thing. You know what I'm talking about? Dude, it's a brilliant story.
Yeah, I am going to use that. I'm going to use that.
Can you do one tomorrow? It's be really easy. You're just going to be like rocking out like this, and in the background music's gonna be Metallica, and then a toy just comes. There's flickering lights, and you look for a second, and then it stops, and then all of a sudden you have to go like this, and a car hits you in the head. Can you make that happen?
I can. Isabella has a giant plastic yellow car.
That's it. I want to see that one tomorrow.
That'll be worth it, actually.
Give me that much I desire. Ooh.
That's what I want to see tomorrow.
Don't tempt me with that. I might have to do that for real.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, you can do it for sure. That'd be so killer. It's 1999.
Anybody ever mess with a Ouija board?
I did once.
I don't fuck around with those things, man.
I did when I was a kid, but it was one of those things where it was moving, but everybody was blaming each other. It was a whole to do, and that was the only time we ever. Then my friend's mom came in. He's like, "Don't play with that."
Did you do the Bloody Mary with like a broad in the bathroom with you, just trying to be cool back? I did. I had my fingers crossed, so it didn't count.
That's so funny.
Matt says, unpopular opinion, but Jason Lives and Jason Takes Manhattan are the best in the franchise.
Jason Lives is the best.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I wouldn't say. I like both of them. So I mean, best in the franchise, probably not, but I like them both. I'm more of like a 3 and 4 guy, I think.
Oh man. Damn, Brandon, bottoms up. Oh man, I don't know. Do you guys ever watch any of those like documentaries about like there was a documentary called Cropsy.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Did y'all see that? Yeah, I like that stuff. Even if that stuff like really is just bullshit, I just like the entertainment value of being creeped out by that kind of stuff. And
you know what documentary I absolutely loved was on Netflix? I'm sure you guys all saw it because it was huge at the time, that Making a Murderer.
Oh, dude.
I freaking loved that, man. Like, I was so, like, enthralled with that whole story. And then when they brought the other kid to the stand and stuff, like, I was just, like, all about that. Do you remember they brought the kid to the stand? They were asking all these questions, and what was he talking about? That movie, like, the book Kiss the Girls. Remember, like, he was, like, telling them about that book, whatever. Yeah. I was just, like, enthralled with that whole story. I, like, loved it. Then there was another one that came out not too far after, but do you remember? I can't remember what it had to do with it. Something about like some dude had like a bomb on his chest or something, and like, oh man, I forget now. It was another one kind of like that, and it like blew up or whatever, like at like like in the like a gas station or something like that. Or I don't remember. I'd have to find the name of it, but it was very similar. It came out right after that Making a Murderer one did. Very, very cool.
That sounds familiar. I'm trying to think. I know that I watched The Staircase, which is
I remember, yeah.
And then that HBO show, dude, was insane with Toni Collette. Well, I say show. It was a limited
I didn't
series.
watch that. I never seen it.
Oh my god! The best part about The Staircase show is, there's a couple ways that people speculate she died. She was killed by the husband in a rage.
That's the same story as Staircase, though, right? They just made a show out of it.
They made a show out of it. It was fucking insane. And they
Scott Brown. Yeah, it's whatever that is. The pizza delivery guy had a bomb around his chest and ordered to rob a bank. Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what? That does sound familiar. I think I did see that. Yeah.
Evil Genius. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's a freaking crazy one too. But yeah, that Staircase. I never saw the show.
Evil Genius, wasn't it a woman in charge of all that?
Yeah.
I did watch that. That. Yeah.
Did you ever catch any of those, Brandon?
I did not. I didn't see any of those ones you guys were just talking about.
Are you in
I think you'd really like Making a Murderer a lot.
I remember hearing a lot about that. And somebody just said the don't fuck with cats thing. I feel like I started watching that one, but I never
watched that one because I have an issue with any animal stuff. I don't know if I could do it.
It's tough. I'll tell you right now, it's tough.
That was like the guy who killed his roommate and his roommate's cats, right? Basically, it was that story. Maybe I should just watch it. Like, you don't see graphic content of animals being killed, I'm assuming.
You don't, but you almost do, which kind of makes it worse.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say some of the fucked up stuff this guy did. It's so bad I don't want to say it on the internet.
Yeah.
But the documentary is good. I literally want to beat this guy's ass. I would just literally pound him with a hammer in the face for 20 minutes straight. Even after he's dead, this guy is the worst human being on the planet. Worst human being on the planet. Yeah. But basically people on the internet just like refuse to give up to find this idiot. And then they finally got him.
Good for them, man.
I don't know.
You know, speaking about older documentaries, there was one about that Waverly Hills sanatorium called Spooked. I think it was called Spooked. Do you guys remember that one? It came out like 05, 06. It was a like 2-hour documentary DVD about the Waverly Hills Sanitarium, where they had like the White Plague, all the tuberculosis patients back in the 40s or whatever it was. It's a pretty freaky documentary.
What year did that come out?
I think it was like 05. It might have been later, but I think it was 05, 06 ish.
Do you remember another documentary that came out called Imposter? Does anyone remember that one?
But the guy that pretended he goes to that Texas family, right?
He pretended that he was like their son that was like lost or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, man. So basically, like this family lost their kid when he was like a little baby or something. And this other, I don't know, I forget how it all came about, but this other dude like showed up at their house like and pretended he was him, but it wasn't him, and like lived with the family, and they were like so happy that he was home and stuff, and it was so weird, but it was a pretty cool documentary.
Yeah, in a nutshell, Brandon, this guy from Spain, I believe, he was like a shyster. You know, he could finagle his way into stuff, and he got arrested for some kind of petty crime, and he didn't have any ID on him or anything. And he was in some kind of office, and in the office, he was able to go on a computer and look up missing kids and children. And so when the cops were like, "What's your identity?" he convinced the cops that he was this missing boy from Texas that he looked up on the internet, and they kind of they believed him. He convinced the right people that he was in fact this American kid from Texas. So he gets sent to go over to the family. Like one of the family members comes to pick him up at the airport and takes him back. And he goes home and he's living with this family. And it's abundantly clear that it should be abundantly clear to everybody that this is not the son that went missing. And the guy who was the quote unquote imposter, he's interviewed throughout the documentary himself. And there's a part in the documentary where he stops and looks at the camera and goes, and it was like he was trying almost to get them to realize, like, I'm not your kid. I'm Spanish. Like, I'm a guy from Spain. And there was a moment in the documentary where he goes, it was at this point I realized the reason these people are convinced I'm their son is because they killed him. Their son is dead, but they can't pretend, they can't be honest about it, because then the truth would come out. They have to pretend like I'm their son. Their son is killed, and this family's responsible. And it was like a, oh my God moment. Now they can't prove it in the documentary, but there was a cop that was always convinced the family did something. It's a really good documentary.
Think about how wild that is, though. Like the family has to pretend they're right, because like if they try to decline it, then all of a sudden they dig deeper into the story and realize, like, so they just have to play along. It's like sucks so bad.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's probably, I wouldn't doubt if it's on Tubi. Everything is, but dude, it's worth a watch. It is really good. Yeah, it's really, really.
That sounds really interesting, actually.
Yeah, it's called Imposter.
Imposter.
And there was another. You made me think of another cool one. Shoot, now I can't remember, but I'll try to think of it. As you was talking about it, it brought up another cool documentary that kind of was along the same lines.
I love those kind of documentaries, man.
I'm surprised you've seen Imposter. I don't know many people that know that one.
I remember there was a time in my life around 2010 or 11 where I was searching them out. There was one of them I watched. I forgot the name of it, but it was about this good old guy who was married, and he was having his birthday dinner with his wife. And they went to bed that night, and he woke up to go to work, and a guy broke in and killed the wife. But the husband had a really bad, unfortunate scenario where he had a fight with his wife before he went to bed. He wanted to have sex with her, and she just didn't feel like having sex with him. And he'd left a note that morning saying, like, I know last night wasn't good, but let's try to make things better and be understanding, blah, blah, blah. And the court found this guy guilty, and he went to prison for years and years and years. The world, his family, all convinced he killed his wife. And it wasn't until DNA evidence was able to, they had the technology to be able to like find out whose DNA was on the handkerchief that was found behind the backyard at the scene of the crime that just got hidden in the evidence, like all this shit does, right? Because the cops just need to be able to put a bow on these cases to satisfy the public, I guess. And then like he gets freed like 30 years later. He's like in his 60s now. He went to prison when he was like in his 30s. And it just sucks. You feel for these people because they lose. Not only do they lose their life, but like, dude, people still figure, oh, the best crime documentary ever. I hate to just change the subject. The best crime documentary ever. It's called Into the Abyss, I believe is the name of it. And it is all about
I've seen that
in Texas,
the prison documentary, right? The death row thing.
And I want to say that the guy who made it is a famous director. He's the guy that's like a TikTok meme now. I want to see the baby. That guy, he made that documentary. That's the director, right?
Yeah, the guy who did the Grizzly Man documentary. Let me look that up real quick,
dude.
I never seen that one.
Yeah, dude. Into the
He plays a vampire in Blade, I think, too. It's the same guy.
Yeah. That is a brutal doc.
Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
That is a brutal documentary because it's all through.
I remember that one. Yeah.
It's these two kids that that went to this girl's house, killed her to take her car. They just wanted to steal her car, but they killed her because they're idiots. And the whole documentary is through the lens of these kids on death row and their mindset, knowing one of them is about to be killed, like sentenced to death soon. And the dad who was in prison already for a long time, and he just breaks down crying because he realizes like, I not only ruined my life, but like my kids had no chance in life. Cause I wasn't there. They had nothing. We lived in a poor town. All they knew was crime. It was brutal. That is a brutal documentary.
I'll look that one up. I love those ones.
Yeah.
There was another one on. I know what I was thinking of. Must have been Netflix or something. You guys in the chat might know. You might know, Christian. It was about a guy who like he ended up like dating some like a young kid, and he was convincing the girl that like there was aliens, and they were trying to come and abduct them. Do you remember that one?
Abducted in plain sight,
dude. Right, like. And then the whole thing was, it was like he was with the young girl. Then the parents found out and got pissed. And then the guy, like the dad got mad because he found out this guy was like trying to be with his daughter, and his daughter was like underage. So he like took the guy out like somewhere to like confront him, like in his car. And then the guy's like telling the story, and he's like, yeah. And then the guy ended up talking me into like going down on him. I'm like, wait, what happened here?
I'll
like,
never, dude. Oh,
he
my
like,
God.
so like, listen, so like, that's like, this guy was such a salesman that he could like convince the parents to let him date their underage daughter. And then when the dad finally got pissed, it was like, you know what? I'm going to take him out and talk to him about it. And then he takes him somewhere to talk to him about it at like a lake. And then the guy ended up talking to him, and they're going down.
Dude, it's not a joke. That's what happened.
And then he like ended up hooking up with the mother too. I'm like, who is this guy that I'm gonna beat his ass?
This
Like,
slick,
I'll do this instead.
Oh, slick Willie, dude.
That's what it was. I'm abducted in plain sight. It's wild, man. Like that story. I'm like, I don't even know how this happened.
Dude, the funniest thing, Brandon, you've got to see it because the dad is interviewed in the
he goes, he was banging the whole family.
The dad is interviewed, and he goes over the scene, and it's so awkward. It's so awkward when he goes, and he was just telling me, you know, he's just really pent up sexually, and he just needs some relief, and so I relieved him. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Oh man,
That's like you finding out some guy's like dating your daughter. You're like, I'm gonna go beat his ass, and then like for whatever happens,
you beat his ass and you beat his meat.
Did you beat his ass? No, I relieved him instead.
Maybe I'm gonna make sure he leaves my daughter alone. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna satisfy him.
Funny. Yeah, that's what it's called. Abducted in plain sight.
Dude, it is. This is no, Brandon. This we talk about like there's fucking weirdos out in the world right now. This is like some weird shit.
yeah, this is that's insanity.
I love those documentaries, man. I watch every single one I can find.
So
Season 2 of Making a Murderer though was awesome because she makes it seem like not Brendan Dassey, but his brother was the one that actually killed that girl because they looked up his computer. He had like his search results were disturbing. Just like dead body, touching dead body, sex with dead body, like looking all this crazy shit up on the computer. And it's just crazy. I'm convinced that the police like needed to get him arrested, Steven, because they couldn't afford the law. The town would have gone like bankrupt to pay him that money that he was owed from the first time of being arrested falsely. And they're like, dude, we can't afford, like the city can't afford to pay this guy this money. Like, what are we going to do? Well, let's just frame him.
Yeah,
So
I think if anybody hasn't seen that, that would be the first one I'd watch because that was just it was so good. That one, Making a Murderer, the first one, and then obviously they have part 2, which is good too. But I know Brandon said he hasn't seen it. I would definitely try to take some time to watch that.
Yeah,
it's like one of those ones I actually have watched it like multiple times. Like after a year, I like watched it again. Yeah.
Well, Brandon, I don't like, dude. It took over the world when that came out. Do you not remember that when it came out?
I remember hearing about the show.
Well, what were you doing?
I don't know. What year was it? Was it 2011? 2015.
Because I remember I was working in the oil field at the time, and 2015 was the worst year of my life. So that show came at a perfect time.
You didn't like that oil field, huh?
I didn't like never being home and being broke. I'll tell you that.
Oh, was that when you were on the road a lot?
Oh, every day. And broke.
Why was it just not paying? Wasn't it paying well? Good job.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. I remember in 2014, I was trying to get. I had friends that were, dude. They were making $6,000 a month, and I was like, dude, I got to make that money. I dropped everything. I was like, this. I hated nursing, wasn't for me, and I was ready to drop everything and go get a job in the oil field. And it was like, dude, it was like the mafia. You had to know somebody to get in. So finally, I had a contact that helped me get in. And I got a job. And then literally, I got into the flowback side of it. And it was November 2014. And everything's fine. And then like a couple weeks into my job, I remember I was going home one night to gas. I was going to gas up and go home. And I said to myself, gas is $1.70. I don't think that's good. And I didn't think about it. I was like, that like gas keeps getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. The price of oil is getting less and less and less. And so I was like, this isn't good. What's going on? And then all of a sudden, when 2015 rolled around, all the new contracts for all the jobs we had were reflective of what the cost of the barrels were. And it dropped dramatically. So we were charging way less for everything, manpower, the use of equipment. And like 3 weeks into my job, the owner of the company flies in and says, I've got to cut 20% across the board on everything. So I was making no money. And then I was never home. So it was the worst year of my life.
Now, what does it look like now for that industry? Is it backwards now because of the way things are? Or?
Well, I talked to my father-in-law about that because he got in the oil field in like the early 80s and he's still in it. And he's good because he's a consultant now. So he goes on jobs, literally gets to sit in the trailer and just oversee everything and make all the money. But I remember what he told me was when I wanted to get out of it, because I was telling Bill, I was like, Bill, I got to get out of this. Like, I got to take care of your daughter. But like, I'm making no money and I'm not home. He goes, dude, get out. And even if it gets better, get out. I was like, why? He goes, Well, you're quitting, but you gotta understand, Christian, a lot of people that it's true, and I don't mean to disparage people that work in the oil field, but I can attest a lot of people that were working out there were high school dropouts. They're not lazy people and they're not dumb people, but they're high school dropouts. They don't have college degrees, much less high school diplomas. This is what they do, and this is all they can do. They don't know any other trades. A lot of them get into this when they're 17, 18, and they do this. He goes, Christian, even if the money creeps back up, if you're an employee and you're willing to go work for $10 an hour and work for nothing and work your ass off all day, why would I pay you more when the price of oil goes back up? I know what you'll work for. And I was like, oh, man. And so I have some contacts that are still in it, and they told me it never, on the flowback side, they tell me it never got better money-wise. They just work their ass off, and they work 16-hour days, and they just make overtime. But in terms of, like, because they were making $35, $40, $45 an hour in 2012. Like, I have a buddy that I work with. He came to the plant that I'm at with me, and I asked him, I was like his name's Steve, and I was like, Steve, what was it like in 2011, 2012? He's like, Christian, I was making like $50 an hour. It was just crazy money. It's crazy money. I'd do $50 an hour, and I would never want to go home. I'd work 12, 15-hour days, and then I'd make $6,000 a month. I didn't know what to do with the money. He goes, but yeah, once the bottom fell out, it fell out, and boom. So I got out, but dude, I struggled. I was the worst year of my life. Worst year of my life.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Sometimes I wish I would have gone to college and figured something else out, but I'm happy now. I got a good job, but I don't know. Like, I got into nursing because like I didn't know what else to do, and then I just hated it.
I remember you saying you got into that, and I just thought for a long time I thought that's what you always did.
Yeah.
I remember hearing you talking about it early on.
I worked in nursing homes, and then I did psych wards, and then I did drug rehabilitation, and it just sucks. I hated all of it. Got my ass beat one time. One of the patients just decked me at the psych ward. Just baptized me.
That's crazy.
They arrested the guy. I mean, it's assault, or battery, more like it. And
yeah, there's some jobs out there. I just don't know how people do. Like my buddies are like prison guards and stuff. I'm like, I don't know how you go to work and do that every day. Like, I don't know how you do it.
I remember my local prison wanted to, I don't know how they found me, but they got in contact with me. They wanted me to be a nurse over there. And I was like, unless you have personal security for me and you pay me extremely well, no way. And it was like, well, the starting salary would be blank. And it was not even, it was a joke. They don't pay shit at them places. And I was like, oh, hell no. So I don't know. I need to get a comfy job like Brandon, man, just filming people.
Yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be, unfortunately.
I'm being facetious because, like, dude, you know, like, you're like a pro videographer, and you understand cameras. I wish you could come to my house one day and literally like just come in this room and teach, like, I want to be able to set up like lights in the ceilings and shit. That way I can have everything perfectly lit and come in here and make every video I do just look fucking amazing and professional.
Yeah, at work, one of our there's a guy named Mike who works in our office. He kind of rents the space from my boss, and he bought a new piece of equipment. It's insane. I forgot what it's called, but it's one box light LED, and you put it up on this like jib, one light. And if you go out in the dead of night somewhere like in the woods and shoot a scene, and you turn this light on, and keep in mind it's an LED light, it's not even very big, it'll make light in those woods like it's daytime. It's like straight daylight. I don't know how it works, but it's absolutely insane.
Damn.
It's like it's going to revolutionize filmmaking, I think, because it looks like almost like daytime. Obviously, the horizon will be dark and stuff because it's nighttime, but it's totally like there's no need for any other light. It's like straight ambient sunlight. It's insane. Yeah.
Order more Blu-rays.
He's right, you bastard.
What's up, Jamie?
Jamie.
Oh, I was gonna say I mentioned this to Garrett and the other day. I'm trying to get more mobile, and like for instance, I don't dislike. I like editing behind my computer and stuff, but I'm trying to become more flexible. Like I'm gonna try to film like a little video in the morning tomorrow and record pro audio. I'm gonna record my Shure mic or my lavalier mic or whatever. But I want to try to start editing stuff on my phone. So so I don't have to sit around and do 2 hours of editing, and then me and Sydney can leave tomorrow to go to her parents' house and I can get my TV and stuff. So I did my last video on my phone, and I'm surprised at how much I can do on it. Like I really didn't think the iMovie on the phone was bad, but dude, like I recorded my lavalier. I have a Sony voice. I have a mini mixing thing, like a Sony thing that you can plug lavaliers up to and record audio. And I did that. I plug it up to my computer, literally drag the file to the message thing on my Mac computer, where I text it to myself. I save it on my phone, drop that in iMovie so I can take my good audio, match it with my video. And it's like, damn, like I can do all this shit. I didn't think I could do it all. So I actually like it. I'm actually going to start trying to editing some stuff on my phone. And I can actually, if I film videos on this, I can export in 4K on this, Brandon. That's amazing because these iPhones can shoot in 4K now. Nice. I can't do that on my Mac. My Mac's not new enough for me to be able to even export on 4K. So I'm going to have to try that soon. But Gary,
I only do stuff on my phone. Like, I mean, I think it's either good or it's good and bad. It's all I know, which, and everything I do is filmed through my phone. Like right now, my phone is my camera. So what you see right now is that's coming out of my phone. But I have so if you see me looking down like this, my computer's here. So my computer's here and I can see the chat and I can see you. And then when I look up, that's my phone. I'm almost using my phone as like a webcam basically. And then when I film my videos, I film it on my phone. And then what I do is then it's saved in my phone. So then and then I just take that video file and I edit it through my phone and then I just upload it to YouTube. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like maybe my quality could be better if I'm using a camera rather than the phone on certain things. But I mean, as far as it being fast to edit, it's pretty quick. Like I was doing it on my computer when I first started and I was using iMovie and I feel like it was taking me forever to do it. So
yeah, Gary, you can't really tell that you're doing phone stuff when you watch your videos online. So
you don't think the quality dips or anything like that compared to other people's? Because I always wonder that too. Like when I watch it through my phone, I feel like it looks good. But then when I'm thinking, if people are watching it through like a TV, does it still look okay, or does it look not?
I've watched you on my TV before. It looks fine because I feel like webcams have that cell phone look anyway, and cell phones look so good nowadays, especially anyway. I feel like they look better than most webcams. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna say. Do you have an iPhone, Garrett?
iPhone 12.
Does yours have that cinematic mode for video?
Yeah, where it's like almost like a widescreen kind of.
Widescreen and it blurs your background.
Oh, I don't know if I have that. What do you have? A 13 or a 12?
13 plus.
Oh, so I have a 12. Maybe that's on the new 13s.
Dude, I've done some videos and I've actually had people say, "Oh, Christian, are you using your camera looks great. I'm glad you're using your DSLR." But it was actually my iPhone on cinematic mode, and it focuses. What I love about it is it has autofocus. My DSLR doesn't. So if I'm filming, it'll actually focus on me and make my background blurry, and it gives like that Dark Side of the Ring interview look. And it's like, holy shit, I can't believe these phones can film this well.
Yeah,
and I can actually in post, which Brandon, I didn't know this was possible. In post, it lets me change the aperture to make the background more or less blurry after I've filmed the video. I didn't know you could do that after filming the video.
That's crazy.
I swear to God, you can do it because it lets me.
Yeah,
so I can literally unblur the background a little bit. So
it must be shooting like 2 plates or something every time it makes.
It has to be. Well, it's got. That's another thing. It's got 3 cameras back there.
Oh, that's
mine has 3 as well.
You probably have cinematic mode.
But where do you find it?
All right,
is it in settings?
Yeah. All right. So right now it's on photo, and next is video, and next to that is called cinematic. And you see how you can see it on my camera.
I don't know if I have that option on mine.
My background, you can't really tell because
I
I'm
can
showing it
tell.
to the webcam, but the
I can
background's
tell.
blurry, and it
Yeah.
makes, dude, it looks so expensive. So it's really nice.
I bet that's a new feature because I don't think I have that on mine. I think it's just like photo, video, and then something else.
Yeah, you might. I don't know. You might, dude. I mean, I imagine the 12 would have it.
I'll look. But you
So-
know what?
Dude.
They keep bugging me to upgrade, so I'm due anyways. So I know at some point my phone is going to be like running out of battery every hour, so I'm going to have to upgrade probably within the next like
but
6 months or so.
I'm gonna try some more editing on my phone. I even thought about this. I can film on my DSLR, take the card out, put it in my computer, and just send the video file to my Google Drive email, and then rip it from my phone and put it in iMovie and still edit from my phone. So I don't know. I just want to be able to be more flex. Like it's like I was talking to Sydney about this. When I film videos, I'll work 12-hour days, and I want to keep the videos coming because if I don't make a video for 4 or 5 days, boom, I'm gonna get lost. I always worry that I'm gonna get lost in subscription feeds or that crappy algorithm crap. Because I've had people tell me they have the bell rang, and they still will be like, Christian, are you making any videos this week? I'm like, dude, I just uploaded, and they're like, I didn't know, I didn't see it. Like, what's going on? So it's like the only way to stay in to me, it's just like you got to stay busy and keep videos coming, which is what I try to do. But when I come home after working, go ahead.
What do you think that is? Because I've said that to a couple people before. Like I even say that to Justin. I'm like, dude, I haven't seen a video of yours pop on my feed in like weeks. He's like, dude, I've done like 3 videos, and I'm like, I have to literally like search for him. I'm like, why are you getting lost in my feed? I always see your stuff though, but I never see his.
I don't
I
know.
have to literally like see if he posts something on like Instagram, and then I'll go and like try to search it out.
It's weird because like I know I have the bell rang for Nick, and even if Nick does something, I'll go to his Instagram story, and it will be like 6 hours ago he uploaded a video. I'm just like, dude, what is going on? Like, because I have the bell rang, and I make sure, and not only do I ring the bell, I click all. So all my friends, you guys, if y'all upload, and if it's a live stream, I should get the notification just to say blank created an event, blah blah blah. And some people, not everybody, but some people, dude, I just don't get it. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on? So the only thing I know to curb that is just stay busy and to keep making. I still think, despite ringing the bell, if the people aren't watching your shit, it just may stop showing up. I don't know. It's just a shit show. I don't know.
It is wild. I mean, I'm actually like, I don't even know what your schedule is, but I feel like you do still put out quite a bit of content.
Oh, I try. Yep. What I was getting at was like one of the things I wanted to just try to start editing some stuff mobile. It's like if I come home at 7 p.m. because I work a 12-hour day, I come home, I'll eat, I'll run 5 miles, then I got to shower, and then I go to film something, and by that time it's 10:15 if I'm lucky, and I got to work the next morning, and I'll be in here till 11:30 editing and uploading, and then Sydney's just like, okay, well, let's just go to bed. We didn't get really even fucking talk today. And I was like, well,
my house.
yeah. So I was thinking about it. I was like, why can't I just edit this shit on my phone? That way I can be in the room with Sydney. Even if she's just she loves watching Studio Ghibli movies. So even if she just like, we put on Spirited Away, which we actually watched last night. And like, I can just be in the room with her. That way we can just like, we're together, you know? So I did that with my last video, and she was like, it's not even that I need to talk to you, Christian. It's just like nice to know you're my husband sometimes. Like, and you're not my roommate. Like, you're in the room with me. So that's another thing. It's nice to edit on the phone. So I don't know. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm trying to make my life easier. So
it's hard. It's hard to balance everything, you know. Yeah. We all don't have those like Ken schedules and whatnot, you know.
We need 48-hour days, not 24-hour days, man.
2 days a week.
Yeah.
Full-time money.
Matt, this is a perfect example. He says, well, how come you and Nick don't do as many Unity podcasts anymore? Dude, I have uploaded a Unity Horror podcast once a week for like over a year now. There was one that just came out yesterday, Matt. Yesterday.
Yeah, see, I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, we did Scream 3. Huh. So, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, we just did one. I mean, Matt, literally, we have stayed on schedule for a year now. I don't think we've gone more than 2 weeks without ever doing an episode. So, anyway, good show. I guess we could start wrapping it up.
We were talking about documentaries earlier.
You're like 30 minutes behind, Brandon.
I know. My brain's just ticking away.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Are you guys in the same situation as I am, where your significant other will watch real life murder documentaries all day? Horrible stories, real life stories, right? Real life murders, kidnappings, abductions, whatever. But they won't watch a horror movie because it's too scary. Can you explain the logic behind that? Is anybody else in the same boat that I am?
Sort of.
Shanna will watch real life shit all day, but she will not watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre because it's too scary.
I kind of feel the same way. There's a show called like Snapped about like women who kill their husbands. Or yeah,
right.
Like that, but she won't watch. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Yeah,
I just don't get it.
Sydney does not like true crime at all. She says, I don't want to, like, Christian, I know the world sucks. I don't feel like spending my time watching that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love it.
True crime. Shit's freaky, man.
But dude, if you watch that shit for like a few days because it's addicting, sometimes Sydney will look at me like I'll be in the living room just like this. And she's like, "What's wrong, Christian?" I was like, "I just been watching too much true crime. Like, I don't want to step outside."
Yeah.
And she'll have like something in her hand, like a newspaper, and she'll go, "Stop watching that goddamn true." She'll beat my ass with it like a newspaper, like to snap me out of it. I'm like, I'm sorry. But no, Sydney like, I think she's the weird one. Like, she loves like anime stuff. She's watching like this Asian anime. I forgot. I don't know what it's called. It's on Hulu, but it's like horror. It is kind of horror anime. Like this one episode, these two people just like turn into slime, and like one of them was they were turning into ice cream, and the third person that was turning into ice cream.
That kind of shit doesn't happen in my house. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But she loves this filmmaker, Wes Anderson. She loves Wes Anderson movies. And she got me to watch some, and one of them was really good where Bill Murray is like tracking down like the sea monster. And the cast in these movies are insane. It's like
that called not Into the Deep. It's called
somebody in the chat will know it, but it's my favorite
something.
It's my favorite Wes Anderson film. And Bill Murray's in all his movies, which is so cool.
Really?
Yeah. He's a good filmmaker. He's like that Criterion movie kind of guy.
Yeah. I enjoyed Budapest Hotel. Did you?
Budapest Hotel was good. And like Sydney forced, I was like, I don't watch this artsy fartsy shit, Sydney. She's like, just watch it. It's not that. You think it's that, but it's actually just really fun.
Yeah.
Life Aquatic.
Yeah.
Life Aquatic. But do like what's the guys? William Dafoe, Bill Murray, not the wedding crasher, but not Ben Stiller, the other one.
Vince Vaughn?
No.
Not Vince Vaughn. Oh, Owen Wilson. Like,
all those people are in his movies, like the biggest stars in the world. And I look into it. They don't get paid much to be in these movies, but they just want to work with Wes Anderson. Yeah. It's like, God damn. Could you imagine like being that kind of director? Like, you can't afford to pay people all this money, but people want to work with you so bad.
It'd be awesome.
So, yeah.
Hiring Bill Murray probably wouldn't be that hard as long as you had some scratch and like a really good script, because apparently he doesn't have an agent. You just call a phone number and like leave a message with your idea, and if he likes it, he will call you or some shit. I've heard that's a real thing.
Speaking of documentaries, that Bill Murray documentary is great. It's that guy trying to meet Bill Murray.
Oh, is that a thing?
It's a documentary. Oh, dude,
I've not seen this. What is it called?
Neither.
Damn it.
Does he do that in the document? Does he call the number?
They show the phone that you call. There's this awesome story.
It is a real thing, then.
There's this awesome story in there about Bill Murray literally going to a college party and just like showing up and partying with like this frat, and they're all going nuts, and Bill Murray was like, they ran out of beer, and like what I think one of the college kids is interviewed in it, and he was like talking like Bill was like, all right guys, I'm gonna go on a beer run, get you some more beer, and the guys felt bad, and they were like, hey Bill, you don't have to spend your money on that, and Bill made a comment like, you know, like I've got enough money, like I'm gonna go, but he said something funny, but it's really cool because it's all about tracking down Bill Murray, like to meet him. So it's cool, but I forgot the name of it. Just Google documentary about finding Bill Murray and you'll see it. But it's really good.
Dude, if he's not in Ghostbusters 4, I'm gonna flip out. Like, he better not pull that shit again.
Dude, I can't watch Afterlife. It makes me fucking cry. I can't do it.
I really enjoyed that movie.
I did too.
That Egon CGI blew my fucking mind in the theater.
Yeah,
me and Sydney couldn't look at each other.
I'm like sitting there trying not to tear up, and I can feel it coming. And then I look over, and my friend's like, "Dude, you feel like I'm crying?" I'm like, "I kind of feel like." He goes, "Me too." And then I look over at my friend Mark, and him and his wife are both like in complete tears. I'm like, "Jesus, what the hell's going on? We're all like grown adults."
That's dude. I love that movie.
They tugged on those heartstrings, man, for sure.
Like, we all knew that scene was coming too. Like, we were waiting for it the whole movie, I feel like. And it was still, I was just like, dude, yes. Like, this scene is everything I wanted out of this movie. And by the way, that's one of the last good theater experiences I had because I saw it by myself at the theater near my job I'm always talking about. So, pristine viewing experience. Just throwing that out there.
They're making another one.
Did you have the butter and the duds by yourself that day?
I did not have that day. No, I just had a popcorn and a cherry Coke. So, I was kind of slacking that day.
I must sound like you said a sherry Coke.
I'm stoked about Ghostbusters 4 though, man. I hope it's good.
Me too.
I hope
now,
it's good,
didn't something happen to that little girl in like real life? Isn't she sick or something?
I don't know.
The one that played the Egon's niece or something.
Yeah.
I thought somebody said she was like, there was something wrong with her. Like she had like a sickness or an illness or something.
Oh man.
That sucks.
I don't know if it's true. Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping it, we already know like, Ernie Hudson's in, right?
I don't think he's officially cast though, is he?
Dude, Ernie Hudson's always in.
He's got to be. Like, they built him up as that huge pivot role now.
Well, this is the moment. There's one thing that will make Brandon flip. To quote Brandon, there's one thing that will actually make Brandon flip his lunch tray. They have to make this happen. No more excuses. Get him. Write a good script.
I know what you're gonna say.
We've got
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
Oh, he's coming back for this movie. There's no way. The movie's gonna take place in fucking New York City. Everybody's got to be back for the whole duration. Like, I don't want another scene. I want the whole fucking movie to be Ghostbusters classic.
Are you a big Ghostbuster guy?
I love Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I might even like 2 as much as part 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a big Ghostbusters guy too.
I can't watch Ghostbusters 1 without watching part 2 soon after. It's like Wayne's World 1 and 2. You have to watch them back to back.
And that's been my biggest issue with these Wayne's World 4Ks. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to buy this thing. I need them together. I need this, like, why didn't we get a steelbook set? It's just put 2 discs in there. That's it. Game over. Like, there is no one without the other, in my opinion, with Wayne's World. Like, what am I going to do? Just buy a standalone of like Wayne's World 2? Like,
It's like Addams Family. They should have released a 4K of Values also, and they didn't.
Yeah,
I bought the 4K of Wayne's World, but they should have released Wayne's World 2. Because I feel like a lot of people like that movie, part 2. I feel like it caught slack when it came out, but the movie's got a huge cult following. Yeah, Wayne Stock.
Aerosmith and Pearl Jam. And Van Halen.
An old guy fashioning a kayak out of a log. Dude, I fucking love Wayne's World 2. It's so good.
It's funny.
We watch those movies a lot.
Wayne's World, that was like a staple of my childhood. That when that freaking movie came out, I must have watched that VHS over and over and over again.
Well, anything that has Married with Children, what's his name? Ed O'Neill. Anything that's got him in it, I fucking love that human being so much.
Dude, they should have made a straight slasher movie with that character from Akita's Donuts.
Jesus,
that would have been the best thing ever.
There's your just the thought, right?
They gave me one of these.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Cross my T's and dot my lowercase J's.
I need to go watch Wayne's World.
Are you a Wayne guy or a Garth guy?
As a kid, I was a Garth guy, but I'm a Wayne guy now.
I think I'm a Wayne guy. Yeah.
I'm a Garth guy, but I'm really a Dana Carvey guy. That's what I am. I love Dana.
Do you know the scene in Wayne's World where they said people just do things to get paid, and that's just really sad. He's got
I
like
love
that full Reebok fucking sweatsuit on. I bought that sweatsuit. I have that sweatsuit.
Damn.
No shit. You need to wear.
Yeah.
You should be wearing that in these videos.
I'll wear it next time.
Put your feet on the table and eat the bag Doritos and everything. You
I have
to.
the Reebok pumps. I'll wear it next time for real.
Dude, that's awesome.
Brandon, are you the butter man?
God damn it. Oh yeah.
They need to before they die.
Oh man,
They really
I would
do.
love Wayne's World 3, man. Damn.
I really want to see Wayne's World 3, but I'm also really apprehensive about it.
What bands would be in Wayne's World 3?
Oh god.
Dude, put Ghost in Wayne's World 3.
That would probably actually work.
That would be
You're trying to go see
awesome.
Ghost.
We're going to see Ghost, man.
Do you know
I
that
never
was my
saw-
first introduction to Alice Cooper as a kid?
I think mine too. I always heard the
either.
music as a kid, but I didn't see him on a film until Wayne's World.
The first song I ever heard was "Feel
My Frankenstein.
That was the first, and then that's when I got into him from that movie. I was like, "Oh, let me check out this guy's stuff."
Dude, it's my fucking hero. You should check out Alice Cooper in Monster Dog.
Oh, I have that one. Yeah, I have the
that movie.
VHS and the freaking Blu-ray or whatever is out there.
You know, I was bummed out. They had I was at Best Buy a few weeks ago, and they had Groundhog Day, and the steelbook was like $34 there. I'm just like, what in the fuck, man? I can't afford this crap. I can't do it. And they had like 17 of them, and they're not selling because they're so expensive. It just sucks. I was telling Sydney, I was like, honestly, let's just watch Groundhog Day on Blu-ray when we get home, and I'll have it out of my system. And
You're right. You probably did because it looks fine. It looks fine.
Yeah.
It's the FOMO, man. Trust me. I have the Groundhog Day on Blu-ray. I didn't buy the 4K. Part of me wanted to, but I was like, for a Groundhog Day, it's not like
you watch it once a year.
It's good, but I mean, like, it's not something I watch on a regular basis. I watch it every couple of years, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe on Groundhog Day, right? Like, but Wayne's World is one that I would always upgrade just because, and I want to upgrade it because it was literally like, I'm doing a stream, right? A video for a kid, for his channel, my top 5 favorite 90s movies. And I had made a list and I'm trying to narrow it down, and Wayne's World's right on there. Like, that's probably going to make my top 5 favorite 90s movies because it was just something as a kid that VHS tape, I just watched it over and over and over again. So I would love to just, like, with something like that, I could see, okay, I'll upgrade, but not everything. It's Blu-ray and 4K. Like, there's probably not even that much of a difference.
Even
but
if
you're going to notice a nice difference when you get your new TV, though.
Yeah,
that'll give it a nice difference. For sure.
I'm excited about that. Let's end the show with this one. This is a good one from Blu-ray Addict. Favorite Jim Carrey movie? I have my answer. Always, forever, and always.
I'm going to have to say Dumb and Dumber. I'm going to have to.
My number 1 is always going to be The Mask.
Can it be a tie between 2 films, or do I have to pick one?
If you say The Cable Guy, you're just trying to have an interesting opinion.
The Cable Guy is fucking good.
It is good.
But I think my favorite is the tie between Liar Liar and Ace Ventura 2.
Liar Liar is
too. Wow.
Liar Liar is funny as fuck. That's one of the last truly great comedies, I think, if I'm being honest.
You don't think Yes Man was as good as Liar Liar?
I thought Yes Man was. I don't remember that movie that well.
Liar Liar,
actually.
I like the one where him and his wife lose their jobs and they start stealing shit.
Is that Fun with Dick and Jane?
That movie's funny, dude. Yeah. He steals patches of grass from across the street and just like rips them out of the neighbor's house and puts it on it because they just bought a house and they got like, you know how like when you get grass brought in, like you literally buy it in patches and then just shove it down and it eventually becomes your yard. Mm-hmm. Well, they couldn't afford to pay the bills for it, so the crew came up and they picked up all the patches, and they had just dirt in front of their house. So Jim went across the street in the middle of the night and just cut out a bunch of grass from the neighbor's house.
He was great, dude. I mean, he was just he was on fire, man. For so long. Like,
he was,
and now he's like totally just out of Hollywood. He's done.
He's done, dude.
Except for the Sonic films.
Except for the what? Sonic?
The Sonic movies.
I think he said he was out, wasn't he?
He did. Well, if memory serves, he was doing the Sonic 2.
Yeah.
And then the woman says, "So there's a rumor that you're retiring," and he said something philosophical, like he was like, "I've done enough. I am enough. I have enough." But then after that, he basically said, "If something ever comes across my plate that I'm really excited about, never say never, but I think I'm just gonna relax and just enjoy life." So he's probably, I'd say he's at the very least semi-retired.
I thought they just announced Ace Ventura 3 though for like Netflix or some shit.
Really?
I heard that like last year that they were working on the Ace Ventura 3, a proper Ace Ventura 3.
If the money's there.
And I'm bringing back that little kid, right?
I hope not. God help us.
Son of Ace, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Blu-ray Addict. Once Bitten is like my jam.
I love that movie.
Once Bitten's good.
Yeah.
What's better, real quick? I know we're trying to end the show here, but what's better? My Best Friend's a Vampire, Once Bitten, or Vampire's Kiss? What's the better one?
I'd say Once Bitten for me.
Isn't it weird that they were all in vampire movies like that?
What were the choices again?
My Best Friend's a Vampire, Vampire's Kiss with Nick Cage, and Once Bitten with Jim Carrey.
My grandpa's a vampire. That's the answer. Hey, I rewatched it, Garrett. I like it.
It's definitely cool.
I like it. But if for those, I gotta go Vampire's Kiss. He eats an actual cockroach.
He does. Yeah, he does.
You know what's a good one? Dumb and Dumber or Tommy Boy?
Tommy Boy.
That's tough.
Dumb and Dumber.
But I will say Black Sheep is better than Tommy Boy.
You think so?
I think so. I fucking love Black Sheep.
Tommy Boy. I like Beverly Hills Ninja. When he burns the scrolls, I'm sure they have a second copy. I'll tell you why Dumb and Dumber is funnier than whatever the other choice was.
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy. I love Tommy Boy. Just the scene when Jeff Daniels comes back up to Jim Carrey in the movie and he's on like a little motorcycle and he goes through this whole thing and he's like, "You lose the car, we lost all of our money, and then you go and do something like this and completely redeem yourself."
Yeah.
And so these two big ass dudes are on that tiny ass motorcycle and it can barely move. And they pull up in Aspen, they're freezing cold, they got icicles.
You know what's so wild about the world now that we live in? There's so many people doing like all this crazy stuff. Like for instance, like, you know, you're on Etsy and all these little shops. You're on Instagram, you find all these cool t-shirt companies and people doing like little things. There's a company that just came out with a card back toy. And it was like, it's something you look like you would buy at a store. Like it had the card back and and it was the damn bird with the tape around it. Like pretty bird, you know, like, and they're selling it. They're selling it like a figure, like an action figure. It's like the card back and it's got the blind kid and it says like pretty bird and the plastic is like the bird with the tape around it. I just thought it was so funny. People like selling that.
Pretty bird. You sold the kid the bird. Come on, Brandon. You can't tell me Tommy Boy is better than Dumb and Dumber.
It's better, man. I will take Chris Farley and David Spade over Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, I promise.
Well, you know what's funny is the guys that made Dumb and Dumber are from my town, the Farrelly brothers. So like it's such a huge thing around here, like all their movies and whatnot. So
I never saw the sequel. Was it good? I haven't seen the prequel or the sequel to Dumb and Dumber, actually.
You know, it wasn't bad. It was okay. The prequels, I actually kind of have a soft spot for the prequel. It's because the stuff with Bob Saget is so freaking funny. I don't know if you ever seen that, Christian.
There's shit everywhere.
Yeah, dude, that had me in freaking stitches when I started as a kid. That whole scene where he shows up like the young version of like what's his name? Not Lloyd, but what's the other guy? Harry. He's like the young version. He's like that whole scene from when he shows up at the house until like he leaves is like the funniest shit. You know, and he's
Brandon, you have to see. I'll never forget watching. That was a Blockbuster rental for me.
When Harry Met Lloyd?
Dude, it's way better than Dumb and Dumber 2.
Really?
Dumb and Dumber 2 is not bad, but it doesn't even remotely scale the heights. Dumb and whatever it's called, Dumb and Dumber
Yeah.
is a perfect early 2000s comedy. Like it's got the vibes of kind of like a little bit of American Pie aesthetic. It's got that like look to it, and the cast is great. The dad from American Pie, not the dad from American Pie. I forgot who the guy is. He's that him?
Principal.
The principal.
Yeah.
He has such a funny role. He's like always banging the Mexican lunch lady in the movie. It's like, dude, it's so funny. They create a fake special needs class just to get like free money from a grant, and so they just pick random kids to be in it. And Shia LaBeouf is in the special needs class.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is kind of funny in its own way. Like it's different, obviously, but yeah, like some of that stuff with the scene where he's trying to date that girl and he's at the house and it looks like he's eating cheese or whatever, and he's just fucking eating it because he's so nervous. And Bob Saget looks over. He's like, "You like your butter, do you?" And it's fucking.
Speaking of butter, it's like, oh, Brad, you would love it.
It's weird hearing you guys talk it up, man. Because when that movie came out, all my friends who did see it, I didn't see it, fucking shredded it.
Well, they're not your friends
garbage.
anymore.
I mean, it's
Dude,
not.
that's
You
insane.
can't compare it. I think that's the problem. Is like they just wanted the same thing, but it's charming in its own way.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, I recommend that. But I also recommend, guys. We talked about this earlier. That My Best Friend's Girl or whatever, like with Dane Cook, is freaking hilarious, and I think you guys should check it out.
I'll have to look that one up. Yeah.
By the way, Garrett, real quick, you need a Detroit Rock City poster on that back wall.
I know I don't have one actually. I don't even know
need that.
one. Rock
Maybe
City
a road trip
Red.
poster.
Road trip.
Yeah.
I should get some 90s and 2000s comedies going in here.
Yeah.
Get up.
I want Vegas Vacation.
Yes.
Did you guys see the friggin' record store day shit that they're dropping?
No, what do they got?
I never do that record store day. I'm not a huge vinyl guy. Dude, they're doing, and I hope I can find it somewhere. I don't know. A purple vinyl of the Macho Man album, like the Hogan, the rap album that Savage did. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, that's getting reissued?
Reissued with a purple vinyl, like limited on record store day. I'm like, dude, I need to find that freaking thing. That then they're doing the Kiss, the Kiss albums where everybody was on it solo, their pictures.
Yeah.
They've got another one coming out, but there's got to be somebody else on it. I don't know who it was. Somebody different.
Like they're re-releasing their solo records, all four of them, or
no? They're doing basically like.
Oh, is it?
It's like another guy. Eric something maybe. I
Eric
don't know.
Carr?
Yeah, he's coming. They're doing one with him.
Really?
Hey,
Yeah,
The Eric Carr record.
Yeah, and it's got the
Christian,
same.
have you heard about this?
Record store day. They're doing an Eric Carr Kiss solo album, and it's like like the ones where they were all on there by themselves, and it had like, the silhouette around it. That's the cover. It's like gonna match those perfectly. Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
like a bunch of unrelist content he made or something. Because
I guess I didn't look into it, but
insane.
Google it. Type in Eric Carr solo album record store.
I didn't hear about this, dude. That's fucking awesome. Did they say anything about having a Vinnie Vincent one by chance or no?
I didn't notice.
You're not getting. I know for a fact, Brandon, you're never getting shit from Vinny.
What's weird that they're even doing an Eric Carr one, considering like they're not on good terms with.
Yeah,
Paul
it's right here. Eric Carr
Rockology.
I see it, dude. That's awesome. Are you serious?
That's pretty.
Dude, this is fucking awesome. That's insane.
I just don't know how to like. We don't have a lot of record stores around here, so I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to get these.
Yeah,
like,
you can't order this offline, can you?
Not that I know of. No.
What the fuck, dude? It's limited to 4,000 copies. The Kiss Army is going to eat this thing alive. That'll be gone.
Hey, just you mentioned Macho Man. Just so we're clear, you're talking about "Be a Man, Hogan."
Yeah,
dude,
that album.
I love that record.
Oh yeah, I would love to get. I think it's only limited to 1,000. I don't even know how you're gonna get it. I have no idea how you're gonna find it.
I'm assuming, have seen those interviews.
Oh yeah,
where it's like, you and Hogan were at the top, man, and y'all had a falling out. I say we have the first real fight in professional wrestling. Yeah. Be a man, Hogan. We're gonna bring all the we're gonna give the money to the charities. What do you got against the kids, Hogan? Be a man. Like that's.
Dude, I wouldn't have fucked with Savage, to be honest.
Oh,
with
dude,
you.
especially right there during that interview, he looked shredded.
Yeah.
Be a man, Hogan. We were never best friends. We were acquaintances at best.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
I don't know. Look at Brandon. Brandon's he's trying to game plan how he's going to get this album. Look at.
Dude, this Eric Carr thing's blowing my mind. I heard nothing about this thing.
I guarantee you, Brandon, if you can look at a track listing, there'll be a song called "Can You Feel It" on there.
It is on here. Yep. It's Eyes of Love, Somebody's Waiting, Heavy Metal Baby, Just Can't Wait, Mad Dog, You Make Me Crazy, Nightmare, Nightmare Live, Too Cool for School, Tierra, Can You Feel It, Nasty Boys.
That album's on Spotify, Rockology. I've been listening to it.
Oh, is it? Okay. When did it come out?
Well, it's technically not the first time it's been out. There's been some of these songs released over the last couple 10, 12 years. His longtime girlfriend was putting some of this stuff out, and it never had like official releases, but the songs have been available kind of. It's cool if you can get that vinyl.
Yeah, I've never.
Can You Feel It's a really good song.
I feel like I've heard that before, but I've never heard of this compilation at all.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I'm way too excited about this. Apparently.
There's a record I need to get. I need to get the Blue Oyster Cult Bad Channels soundtrack for that Full Moon movie. Mm-hmm. I need to get that. There's some kick-ass songs on there. That's the only Blue Oyster Cult album I don't have on vinyl. Anyway, so I need to get that just to finish off my collection. That was not a cheap collection to get on vinyl. Some of those records were rare. Like Imaginos took me a while to get.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, I know we're fucking going over here. Did you guys, either of you guys, I know, did you guys see the new House Party remake? It came out in January.
I've seen the trailer. I didn't see the movie.
I didn't either. It has to be garbage. It came and went. I didn't even know it came. Like it's just gone. It's over.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the trailer for White Men Can't Jump?
No.
They're making another
one? They're ruining the fucking.
They're making another one?
Dude, the trailer looks so bad.
Oh.
It looks so bad.
Who's in it?
The thing is, like, here's the thing: none of these movies do well. Why we keep doing this? Like,
dude, the House Party trailer looked so bad. Like, it made House Party 3's trailer look awesome. I can't believe they made it. And Snoop Dogg was in it or some shit. I don't know.
Somebody said Class Act. I have that one sheet. That's like one of my favorites.
Class Act is better than all the House Party movies. I swear. Dude, Class Act is so good. That Wax Museum sequence is off the chain.
That's a great movie. Doesn't get enough credit. And you know what else is funny is Pauly Shore's in it, and he plays the same character as he does in freaking Encino Man, the Stoney.
He does, yep.
Yeah, it's weird. So it's always like this weird thing is at the same school, like because it takes place in California or whatever. So it's like a big myth, like the big thing that could be the same school from both movies. New Sister Act.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sister Act, Jesus Christ.
That was a big one when I was a kid, though.
It was, yeah.
Jesus.
Excited for you're not excited for Sister Act, Christian?
No.
Oh, somebody says
was good.
Oh yeah.
No, I like the original.
Yeah, I don't remember part 2 that well.
It's probably my favorite Whoopi Goldberg movie.
Yeah, dude. White Man Can't Jump looks so bad. Everybody in the chat saying Jack Harlow, but I'm like, okay.
I love White Men Can't Jump too, man.
Does that have a 4K?
No.
I don't know. I don't think so. Well, here you
go. John Kyle with the $20 super chat. Thank you, Johnny. He says, Christian, from a distance of 100 meters away and high VIS, have you ever been mistaken for the honky tonk? Hold on, let me try to fix my hair like the honky tonk.
Come on, honky. Come on, honky. That was worth $20.
I'm cool. I'm cocky. I'm bad. Thank you, Johnny. Dude, I like the honky tonk, man. That was Brandon's favorite wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
How sad was it that the genius died?
Oh,
dude, he was just on something like 2 weeks ago. He was fun.
Yeah, like autograph signing thing.
Crazy.
It's just, dude. And then Ozzy canceled his tour because he's got Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got sad seeing him in that last interview he did. He was just like, he's like Michael J. Fox, and it's just like, oh man.
Well, what's his name too? They said's doing bad. Bruce Willis.
Dementia, right? Like frontal lobe dementia.
Yeah, within the year we're going to see him passing away. Probably. That's fucking crazy.
It's very crazy. Yeah.
By the way, I got to ask: did you guys see the leaked footage from Scream 6 or no?
No.
Okay. I'm staying off of Twitter, dude.
Are you saying you did?
I did. I saw the whole fucking leaked. I'm not going to say. I won't say anything.
No, don't say it. But I mean, I haven't even come across it. Where did you see it?
Why would you do that?
I sought it out when a friend of mine said he had the link.
He's like, everybody's like trying to avoid it. He's like searching.
And I was like, dude, you got to show me this link. And he sent me the link to the clip on Twitter. And I'm like, dude, first of all, I called it. Second of all, fuck the filmmakers for not having the balls I wanted them to.
Oh, no.
Don't say
Well, wait. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't have said that second part.
No. It's cool. You didn't say anything. But I
don't know where.
We have an audience here. I don't want you to say any. Let me ask you this. The only other thing I want to ask about that. Was it a phone recording a screen, or was it?
This was totally like an excerpt from a work print. It had all the time codes on it. It had like the
somebody in the know points on it. Leaked this, basically.
It's legit. But my question was, I'm still thinking like maybe they intentionally leaked that to throw everybody off.
There's a rumor about that.
That would make more sense to me than them actually leaking this scene, because if they leak that scene now, it comes out in March, right? There's no way they can really fix that unless they scramble. So I'm hoping it's a plant.
You know what? It could very well be, because I mean,
I'm really hoping. I'm not going to say. I can't say anything else. I can't. Right. I can't rant about it yet. So,
John Kyle with a $50 super chat. All three of you do a shot. John, I have no alcohol in the house right now. I have
caffeine. It's 1 a.m.
I have one Bud Light.
What do you have? Is that those ghost things?
Oh yeah, I love them,
dude. Are you ordering those online? I can't find them.
Dude, they're everywhere here.
Really?
Well, GNC, they've got them at Cumberland Farms. You guys have that around there? Like it's like a convenience store. Some convenience stores have them.
I've been looking for them.
GNC has them. Convenience stores around here they do, and then I order some on Amazon as well.
Damn. Now I'm gonna have to keep looking because I've been wanting to try those. I've been on
Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, I've been on a kick of trying like energy drinks, and I found one I like, a Rain white gummy bear. I really like.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah,
and I've been wanting to try those. So
my favorite Rocky film, 4.
4 is so good.
3. 3 is my favorite.
4. It's still 4.
There is no tomorrow.
4 is just the Rocky movie I think of when I think about that movie.
Well, 4 is the Rocky movie that gets me fucking motivated when I need it more than anything.
Yeah, I didn't realize how many people didn't like 4 up until the last couple months when I've been like really seeing people talk about it online. Like I didn't realize that many people think it's hokey as shit and like in the wrong way.
I think people do now because I think it's against the grain now. I think 4 was always a fan favorite until everybody liked it, and I think now people are like turning on it.
Yeah, that sucks. I think 4 is good. I still haven't seen the director's cut though. I think you guys said don't worry about watching it. It's not good.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, man.
I wonder how much those posters cost if you get those original. Jesus.
Rockies?
Oh, man.
Big money.
I bet it is.
Oh, somebody asked I have not. Are you guys going to try the Peeps Pepsi?
Hell yeah. I've been looking for it.
Peeps? Like the Easter candy Peeps?
Like the little, yeah.
Dude, Brandon, get the fuck out of my face.
Brent, wait a minute. So all of a sudden now you're like, don't give me weird stuff?
If it's not vegan, I don't want it. Okay.
Dude,
that sounds disgusting. That sounds absolutely disgusting.
Dude, you know what else sounded disgusting?
I'm going to try it.
You know what else sounded disgusting? Potato chip Reese's cups. And guess what? They're the fucking bomb.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. You know what else is good? Pizza rolls. Pizza rolls on top of Doritos. It's fantastic.
What are you doing over there?
Like nacho cheese or spicy nacho Doritos. You get pizza rolls.
What is going on?
You go to Brandon's house for like a holiday, and he's like hors d'oeuvres. It's like pizza rolls on top of a little like.
Dude,
listen. I will make you guys fat. if you come over to my house.
Like, Garrett, could you imagine going to Brandon's for dinner and he pulls the lid over like the meal and it's just like a smorgasbord of butter and
the only seasonings we have in this house are salt, garlic, and MSG. That's it.
I love that. I love it. I'm telling you, I love all that because it's like I don't do it here. So it's like if I go to someone else's house, I'm like, let's go. Let's do it. I know when I get home, it's going back to normal.
Yeah.
You know?
I've got to get on Garrett's level though, because like 10 years from now, I would like to be alive. So I really need to stop eating like this. So,
dude, you know, this show has just been so bizarre. We have gone under so many, like, I don't know how, but we have managed to keep well over 100 people all night with just like this weird shit. I guess they like it, dude. It's just
food to freaking documentaries.
We talked about documentaries for a long fucking time in this stream.
The kids' movies.
We talked about like abductions and shit, and like the world is dangerous and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. We talk about the world being dangerous a lot.
Yeah.
All right, we have well over 2 hours now.
You said we need to stop like 47 minutes ago.
Oh boy, here we go. Johnny. Thank you, Johnny, with the $10 super chat. If you hate Rocky IV, you are a chump that didn't serve in the Cold War. CHH and Steven Seagal own a certain drink. Oh, damn it, Johnny. Thank you so much, John. I bet you John is just twisted right now. He has to be. John will just send me text all day, and it'll say, at ease, chump. And I'm just like, John was in the military, so I just get these funny texts from him all day. Man. And for some reason, John just started talking to me about the honky tonk man a couple days ago, and it's not stopping. He just nonstop honky tonk man.
That's so funny.
Anyway, you guys got anything else to say before we wrap it up? Anything you want to promote?
Yeah, next Saturday night, Rad Pack episode. It's going to be a call-in, so if anybody wants to send a video question, we will play it on the show. It will also be on the podcast, and you can send it to radpackrules@gmail.com, and all video question submissions need to be in by the 22nd.
Dude, as you said that, I looked at Brandon with this like evil fucking smile. He's got something. Are you planning something?
I hope so. Send me
an idea just formulated in my head.
Send me something.
Dude, somebody rewind that, and as Garrett is saying the email, I want you to look at Brandon, just get this fucking sinister Heath Ledger smile.
Send me a video question.
I got to start bringing puppets on this show.
Puppets.
I have a couple.
That's gonna be the
I do
next
too.
one.
I've got a couple puppets too.
Yeah, send me a video question.
All right.
Think of something.
Brandon, what about you?
I have another long form Just a Thought Scream video coming out next week. I'm gonna have a couple remasters. I want to do a couple more shorts.
You're not doing Just a Thought on that spoiled ending, right?
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be that guy. But
Just a Thought on spoiler ending.
I would like to though. I would like to discuss it. I wish there was a way for me to be like, "Are you sure you want to watch this video? It contains massive spoilers." Then you have to like click yes twice. I wish YouTube had that kind of option, because I know they have like "Are you 18 or older? Are you sure you want to watch this?" But like, I wish you could lock your videos.
I mean, if you use it on the thumbnail and in the title, you know, and tell people exactly what it is, they're not gonna do it. But I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna click it and shit the hell all over you on there.
They will, yeah.
You bastard! How dare you post this,
Brandon? Some of the shit you says just makes me laugh. Like later on, after the fact, like when I leave this stream later tonight, in my head, I'm just gonna hear. So did you guys see that Scream 6 leak footage? And we're gonna be like, no. Did you? And like, you know, people were trying to avoid it. I sought it out. I'm just gonna think about that. I went looking for it.
Yeah, I had to know. I regret finding out.
Johnny with another $10. He says, CHH, yes, I'm washed. Ask them their favorite werewolf movie.
Favorite werewolf movie? It's going to be probably Howling.
I second that. The Howling.
Werewolf in London, followed by Silver Bullet.
Not Werewolf in Paris? I thought you were a Werewolf in Paris fan.
I love that movie, but I wish they would re-release it with better CGI werewolves. Like I wish they would redo the CGI werewolves in that movie.
So your answer is Werewolf in London, though?
That's number one, yeah.
That's not gonna make John happy. I know that John likes The Howling. You fucked up, Brandon.
The Howling is like such a juggernaut now, man. It's really surprising to me. Like I figured.
Well, it's an actual horror movie.
Well, you know what? I was always, as a kid, I was always American London over The Howling. But as I got older, I changed.
Dude, that's a good looking 4K, by the way. That Howling 4K, that shit looks good. Because the Blu-rays and DVDs all look like garbage.
Yeah,
I know. Scott Brown said Teen Wolf. I might be with him on that one.
Oh.
I might change my answer.
Yeah. All right, Brandon. So you said you got Just the Thought videos and everything, and
I got a pretty full week. Just the Thought videos, some remasters, some shorts. I want to make somebody at work, and I know I keep taking up all you guys' time. It's fucking 2 hours and 23 minutes. Somebody suggested, why don't you make a horror movie on Tabata Vision, but do it in a short format, minute long at a time? Like release one once a week or something for like an 8-minute short. I'm like, that's a really cool idea. That might be kind of fun to do.
You could also
I don't know what it would be, but yeah.
You're gonna do a short on the Metallica toy truck incident.
Oh shit. I do gotta do that.
You're gonna tell your daughter, throw this at my head really quick.
And dude, you should tell her to throw it, or you gotta Ken Shamrock, or you gotta say, throw it harder, I won't sell it.
From the other room. Then you're gonna run out of the room.
I have 800 milligram ibuprofen to take tomorrow, so if she hits me too hard with the car, it won't hurt. So that's the point. I went to the doctor. They were like, "Go to the doctor." I'm like, "Okay," just to get make sure you're okay from like whiplash or anything. It was bullshit. But she's like, "You're gonna be hurting tomorrow." I'm like, "I feel fine." She's like, "No, you're gonna be hurting tomorrow. Here's a prescription for these."
Wow.
Like, okay.
Brett, I got a new segment for your channel. It's called Will It Digest? So I want you to make the world's craziest sandwiches, and you have to eat them and put like
the best sandwiches.
Boy, what?
One of the best sandwiches is 2 toasted pieces of potato bread.
Wait, potato bread?
Potato bread toasted, right?
What are you talking about?
Sriracha sauce on both sides. Scrambled egg in a mini frying pan or in the microwave, however you want to do it. Just make a patty of scrambled egg.
You're fucking
cooked. American yellow cheese melted on the egg. More sriracha sauce on top of that. There's your sandwich. That's it. No meat.
Wow.
Just that.
You're a savage.
It's fantastic.
You're
Alfonso,
savage.
what a nice nice thing to say. Interesting stream, guy.
Well, how are you here in the first place if you're not subbed to me?
Oh my god!
Dude, this is the best comment of the night.
How did you get here? How did you find us?
Why did he capitalize 2 like that? That fucking bothers me. I don't like that.
All right, with Brandon's Sriracha special sandwich, we're gonna end the show. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend. God bless America.